This is a production of Hockey Night in Oswego, only on WTOP.
Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to the Murano Campus Center for tonight's SUNYAC matchup featuring the Oswego State Lakers and the Brockport Golden Eagles. I am Bowden Drake Deese, joined here by Dylan McGlynn and Michael Murano. Boys, how are we doing tonight?
Doing great. Really excited to get this one going.
Yeah, definitely. Teddy Bear Toss, very exciting time.
As Mike said, tonight is the Teddy Bear Toss, an annual event that is held here in the Murano Campus Center. Guys, what makes this event so special?
Well, it's about more than hockey. It's about the community. I think both teams know that. Brockport sent out guys to help with the pickup last year. So it's about giving back.
Yeah, it definitely brings a community feel to it, as Dylan was saying as well. It kind of brings up causes that we may not even think about on a daily basis.
Definitely. And to hear more about this awesome event, we're going to send it down to Zachary Haynes, who is down at ice level. Zach, take it away.
Thanks, guys. While this may seem like a regular game, the fans in the community make it so important to everyone else.
He's going to take a shot off of him. It's a goal! And here come the Teddy Bears. And
the Teddy Bear Toss returns to the Murano Campus Center for the fourth year in a row. This is a chance for fans and players to help out the greater Oswego community with being able to give back to it. Fans are encouraged to bring a teddy bear or any stuffed animal and throw it onto the ice after Oswego's first goal. This started only a few years ago as a way for Toys for Tots in Oswego County to be able to help families in need during the holiday season. Oswego centerman and team captain Josh Isaac says this game is where the community comes together.
Yeah, well, this is one of the games that we actually really get to give back to the community, especially the kids around Christmas time. Everybody loves Christmas, and unfortunately, it's a way of life that sometimes families are struggling, and it's hard to get a lot of gifts for the kids and everything, and that's understandable. So this is one of those nice ones that we can actually really give back hard objects to these families that come out and support us each and every day.
Since its initial year, the number of bears and stuffed animals has grown more and more. Last year alone, Toys for Tots collected 804 total stuffed animals during the game. Defenseman Carter Allen says that this game brings a little more excitement to the Lakers fans.
And when we get that many people in the building, there's always going to be a little extra buzz in the air, especially when we get that first one and everyone starts throwing those teddy bears. It's a pretty cool scene to see them all flying over the glass, just to be on the ice when that's happening. It's a cool thing to be a part of.
Regardless of the outcome, both players agree that helping out the community that has given them so much is worth it every single game. And I'm joined here right now with Chris Pike. He's from Toys for Tots. He's helping out here tonight for today's event. Now, Chris, how did this event affect your organization?
This event has been great for our organization because over the past 4 years that we've been doing this here at the games, it's really been helping the community because all of the funds and all of the toys raised tonight go right back into Oswego County and help the Oswego County chapter of Toys for Tots. So really we're helping out specifically right into our own community, which is a great benefit.
That's great to hear. And the other question I have is how have the families reacted to the community's outreach based off this event and others?
I think the families have been extremely appreciative of everything that we've been able to put forward and able to organize that will benefit them at this time of great giving and holiday cheer and anything that they receive through our community. It's such a caring community that they're really just appreciative of anything they can do to help out their kids moving forward in this holiday season.
All right, well, that's all I got for Chris. Thank you so much and good luck tonight.
Thank you, appreciate it.
That's all I got for now. Coming up after the break, we're going to have the guys at the Perch break down Whiteout Weekend, and they're going to go over Oswego's recent discipline issues. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego.
Welcome back to Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10. I am Bowden Drake Deese, again joined by Mike Murano and Dylan McGlynn. Guys, let's get to the ice. Let's see what's going on here. Last weekend, Oswego had one of their biggest events of the year, Whiteout Weekend. Dylan, what did you see from them as far as everything? How was the weekend in general?
I thought it was a great weekend. Specifically, the Plattsburgh game I thought was really good. Start to finish, I thought it was a really good game. 29-25 with the shots, 25 save shutout for Riche with the goals from Pissarro, Allen, Curry. Just real good effort, and obviously playing Plattsburgh so early in the season, really important to get the win.
Definitely. Mike, what did you see on the other day from Potsdam?
I thought a lot of penalties were taken here by Oswego here. A lot of penalties, but again, a lot of goals scored. 6 goals scored in the third period by Oswego, just completely blowing this game out of proportion. It was actually very close until that. So a lot of these issues that they had didn't really come to light because they were up 8-1. So a great team win, but obviously a lot of flaws that they obviously need to address here. But again, a lot of teams here getting a lot of scoring, passing the puck around.
And obviously, you talk about that 8-1 victory. That one is the only goal that was let up the entirety of the weekend. So how much of a factor is that going to be for them moving into tonight?
Well, I think the goalie play here is just obviously going to be a big issue here. If we take a look in between Riche getting 25 saves against Plattsburgh here, but Hansen coming in, and getting against Potsdam here, doing a great job at being a great backup role to fill in those shoes.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you can have a backup goalie who can come in and play just as well, if not better, than your starter when you need him to, it's really huge, and Hansen's done that for the last few years now.
Definitely. And then if we look at the other side of the ice in the Brockport locker room, coming off a split weekend series against Morrisville, what do you think is in them for in this game?
I think they're really looking forward to this game. I think, anytime you come on the road into a big place like this for a big game, Teddy Bear Toss, number 3 team in the country, conference rival, this is a huge game for Brockport. Big chance for them to get a statement win, really, early on in the season and cement themselves in first place in the SUNYAC.
Yeah, again, against Morrisville splitting that series up there. Great win, but again, the next game wasn't so good. 4-1 they lost, but 6-0 was the first game, so a lot of penalties, but again, they capitalized on those power play goals as well.
Definitely. And then if we look at this weekend recap, obviously a very, very strong showing for them. Not very strong, as you said, Mike, on the second game. But one of their key factors is the fact that they are 8th in the nation as far as power plays are concerned. And Oswego's been a little shaky in that area. What does Brockport have to do tonight to finish it off and make sure that they can score the way they know how?
I think they have to try to be as physical as they can while staying within themselves, because Oswego, as we saw, they're averaging over 4.5 penalties a game right now. So if you're Brockport, you're saying to your guys, they're taking penalties, so put them in an opportunity where they have to take a penalty to prevent a goal.
Yeah, as we take a look here, Oswego 0 for 9 on power play so far. But as we look at the penalty kill, Oswego is 1 for 14 again with the opponent. So the penalty kill is very good. So I'm very intrigued to see how if the Oswego were to take a penalty tonight. I'm really intrigued to see how Brockport does against Oswego. Oswego, again, as we saw, the penalty kill is really good. 2 shorthanded goals as well. They are very strong in this matter. So it's a really good matchup in between. But again, Oswego just really needs to be a lot more disciplined. You said 8 penalties against Potsdam. I mean, that we obviously couldn't see how many. We couldn't see how many that flaw was just that big, just because of what the goal differential was. But it really needs to be addressed.
You touched on discipline there really quick, and obviously we've seen the Lakers play a more physical brand of hockey as of late. What do you think Coach Gosick is telling his players in the locker room?
Lakers forecheck goes to work. Broman with a big
I
hit.
think he needs them to be careful, because obviously you saw they haven't been in the last few games, and that's going to be a big thing, especially tomorrow. You're playing Geneseo. You can't afford to make mistakes. You're not going to be able to afford to get them on the power play. So I think you need to treat tonight like this is Geneseo. And you need to play as hard as you can and as clean as you can and try to stay out of the box as much as possible.
Yeah, you definitely need to jump out, start this game off safe. Don't jump out and get too physical and draw a lot of penalties, because Brockport will capitalize and they will get on the board fast, and it's going to be hard to fight that uphill battle, since they got to be physical like they usually do, but not enough where they draw enough penalties and really just lose this game, because that'll be a killer going into Geneseo.
Definitely. We got a lot of things to look forward to. And when we come back from the break, we're going to talk about how things are stacking up around the rest of the SUNYAC and the national rankings coming up soon. Right here, it's Hockey Night in Oswego. Welcome back to Hockey Night in Oswego. Dylan McGlynn, Mike Morano, I'm Bowden Drake Deese. Guys, it's after class time, obviously, on a Friday night, but let's look at some history here between Brockport and Oswego. It's pretty lopsided to one side of the puck here.
Yeah, Oswego actually 94-6-6 all time against Brockport, and the Golden Eagles have beaten the Lakers just one time since 2003.
Yeah, as we take a look, 10 straight wins. We take a look at these past couple of chances here. So Oswego on a 10-game win streak. The last time they lost consecutive games to Brockport was dating all the way back to 1993. this team just doesn't lose consecutively. They're dominant, but again, this is a brand new game. I mean, Brockport is second in SUNYAC, so this is not a team that you have to just look past, bearing any past history. I think Oswego knows that, and they're just kind of have a next game up mentality.
Yes, definitely. So looking at how these teams have matched up in the past, obviously it's lopsided. What do the Lakers have to do to extend this streak against Brockport tonight?
Well, I think they can't overlook them. I think it can be easy to look at the matchup at Geneseo tomorrow and think that's the big game this weekend. That's the one we need to win. But you really need to win both because Brockport can move ahead of Oswego in the SUNYAC standings tonight. So this is a bigger game than a lot of people would think.
Definitely, and one of their biggest assets to be able to push it further is the fact of that their offense is #1 in the nation currently, and they've been putting up numbers in very big ways. Guys, how are they doing this? How are they able to maintain this kind of efficiency?
They pass the puck around a lot. They get a lot of guys to get scoring opportunities. 19 players getting at least a point so far. 17 goals so far. Only 4 goals allowed, which is #1 in the SUNYACs as well. They're able to pass the puck around. They have a lot of chemistry, a lot of older guys on this team, so they know each other. Not a lot of new faces here that you have to be kind of used to. So they know who they're playing with, and they just do such a good job passing this puck around and being aggressive, jumping out, winning these face-offs, dominating the shot selection. So if you take a look at these stats here, they just dominate every time.
That's a big one, too. 19 out of 20 skaters so far for Oswego have a point for the first 3 games.
Definitely. Everybody's getting a touch of the puck. So now for the SUNYAC tonight, it's very active around the league. What do you guys see as big movements? What could happen for the Lakers if they win or lose tonight?
Yeah, well, a win would keep them in first, obviously, with a 3-0 right now. Would get them to 4-0. So, I mean, it could have an implication on the national rankings, obviously, because a loss tonight is going to move them down, but a win tonight and a win tomorrow is going to move them up.
Yeah, you definitely. Let's take a look at these national rankings here. Oswego, third, and a lot of familiar faces. They're versing Geneseo tomorrow, second. So that's something that they need to look for. I think they need to look at that as motivation. Also creeping up fifth, Hobart. They've had a lot of history against them, getting eliminated last year by them. So a lot of teams here they've played before, and they could. So they have to keep looking at this as motivation. They want to creep up in those rankings as much as possible. So win now only just does you good.
I think it's even more important to win now when you look at the next 3 games. At Geneseo, at Hobart, at South Virginia. Those are 3 top 25 teams. Those are 3 games that are going to be real hard to win, so this is a big one.
Definitely. So if we look around the rest of the SUNYAC, it's very tight right now, and things are getting pretty interesting. And as we move closer to puck drop, what do you guys see? Like, what do you think the energy in the room is right now?
I think it's high energy for both teams because they both have an opportunity to be in first place. Obviously, the Lakers are there already, but Brockport can get there now. I don't know the last time they've been in first place, but I'm sure that would obviously be a big deal for them.
Yeah, exactly, and especially in the stadium. Again, we have to look at today's game as well against Brockport. They want to stay in these national rankings. They have to avoid a trap game scenario. So 94-6-6, but again, Oswego also dominated Hobart last year in a lot of places, but Hobart came out to win. That's something they need to figure out here is that if you lose this game, how much momentum you're going to have going into Geneseo. This is a game that you need to win. You need to be focused on. Worry about Geneseo tomorrow and just keep rolling with it and just go by period.
So as we get a look around the SUNYAC playoffs or the play right now, what exactly who is the biggest threat right now? Obviously, than what they have in front of them. Obviously, we got a lot of great matchups here.
Yeah, we'll have my eye on Geneseo and Cortland. Obviously, anytime the number 2 team plays, you want to look at them. But we got some other good matchups too: Fredonia and Plattsburgh, and then Potsdam hosting Buffalo State. So Morrisville off tonight. They're the other team that's tied with Brockport for second, but they obviously are off. But Geneseo with a chance to move back into that 2 split with Morrisville and Brockport tonight.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see. I'm very curious to see how Buff State does. We're taking a look here at the SUNYAC standings. Buff State has yet to play a team in the SUNYAC, so now they're trying to rise up there. Oswego #1. They want to stay up there, but really, again, Brockport not too far behind. So that's why I'm saying is have to avoid a trap game scenario. Not too far behind. So very interesting SUNYAC standings going into this one. I'm very curious to see what it's going to look like after tonight and after this weekend.
Yeah. And in my mind, this is the perfect trap game because this is a team you've historically dominated against, and you got one of the better teams in the country coming up, if not one of the best, tomorrow night. But this is a much improved Brockport team, and they cannot afford to take them lightly by any means.
Definitely. So on the game on hand tonight, we're getting close to puck drop. Obviously, we got to start doing predictions. Who do you guys have in this one?
I have Oswego winning 4-2. I understand that we were just talking about Brockport being so effective on the power play and all that, but I think Oswego is going to be ready. I think this is a statement game that they need to prove that they can win. Just like last time against Portland, they need to prove that they can go against Plattsburgh. So now they have to prove they can go against Geneseo, a team they struggled with last year. So I think this is going to be a 4-2 win. I think they're going to address a lot of the flaws that they've had, and maybe we'll see a power play goal for Oswego.
That would be kind of nice.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I'm going to say Josh Zizek breaks the Teddy Bears seal. He gets the first goal. He said specifically he wants to do it again this year. I think he does. I think it's a power play goal, too. I think he breaks that seal.
Definitely. So let's go out. We're getting ready to go here. We want to thank you for watching here. We're going to toss it to the guys up in the press box for the play-by-play. Thank you so much for watching. Bowden, Drake Deese, Mike Morano, Dylan McGlynn. This is Hockey Night in Oswego. Get ready.
And welcome back to Hockey Night in Oswego on WTOP 10. We are just moments away from this matchup between the Oswego State Lakers and the Brockport Golden Eagles in the Teddy Bear Toss game. I'm Patrick Machado, and Matt Watling is alongside me. It's time for our players to watch. Matt, who do you have for Brockport?
Yeah, I'm going to start with Brockport. And Anthony Hoare, the freshman defenseman, quarterback power play, or power play is the quarterback's power play, and just leads the team in goals with 3, which is really surprising considering he was never a point-per-game guy in junior hockey. Despite that, he's a skilled, stout defenseman, only 6 foot tall, but 235 pounds. I love watching him play. He has that physicality, and at the same time, he has that scoring touch that we've seen with his 3 goals. Only as a freshman, the poise he plays on the back end is just so impressive. And now moving on to Oswego State, Alex DiCarlo, the freshman forward, first time in the lineup for Oswego State. He's not that typical grinder or physical forward that Gosek loves to coach and recruit, but he has got excellent skill, 47 points in 43 games played with Pembroke Lumber Kings of the Central Canada Hockey League. And in an exhibition game, he wasn't too noticeable, but that's important because that means he didn't make too many mistakes. I think going back to that one against Nazareth, he was the man that lost his man on the goal, but nonetheless, a really impressive exhibition from him.
Those are some good picks, Matt. Now moving back over to Brockport for my players to watch. I'm going with number 84, Connor Hutchins. He's a senior forward, and last weekend he really amped up his point production, scoring 5 points in the weekend series against Morrisville. 1 win and 1 loss for the Brockport team. North Richland Hills, Texas player. He's 6 foot, 185. Might have a little bit of trouble with Oswego's physical game. Now moving over to Oswego, a player that has really impressed me as of late, number 25, Colton Fletcher. 2 goals so far in the year in 3 games played, but he's a grinder type player that Oswego State likes to have. Winning puck battles in the corners, drawing penalties. He does it all, and he's really impressing me with his play lately that some might have not been able to see, but he's been looking good so far.
Yeah, I think he's looked really good, and you kind of see he centers that 4th line, and something that Gosek loves to do is roll those 4 lines, because talking to him before the game, he's saying, look, we're a team that rolls 4 lines. We're not a team that has just one guy that scores for us. We have all 4 lines, and having a guy like Colton Fletcher to put up 2 goals as a sophomore with not much experience his freshman year is just so important for this team and their depth.
Now, moving forward to the goalie matchup, David Richer was questionable going into this week as he was dealing with a little bit of an injury. He was listed as day-to-day, but he does get the start tonight against Schneider for the Brockport Golden Eagles.
Yeah, Matt Schneider, he's a career .888 save percentage goalie, which is surprising because this year he's putting up a .920 plus. He's looked really solid in net against teams like Morrisville, who aren't necessarily the best. You know, they've got a 3-1 record, but they're a team that you don't necessarily expect to see that at the top of the standings here in the SUNYAC play. And also,
yeah, the start of this year's SUNYAC season has been very intriguing to say the least, and we'll get another chapter in this season for the Oswego State Lakers and the Brockport Golden Eagles. Puck drop coming up next on Hockey Night in Oswego. Bart Statesman will move on to the Frozen Four, stunning Oswego on home ice.
I think as we've, at the end of last year, in our exit interviews, and really right up until we stepped on the ice August 1st, we used that experience against Hobart and some other games down the stretch to learn from. But now, those lessons are in our you know, data bank, we're done talking about them. Everything is moving forward and about the future.
Alone slow, hesitate shot, what a save by Riche. Oh my goodness, on Casey Kubara.
Chips it behind the net. Tyson Kirkby is there, and it's turned over to the Lakers. Shot scores! Intercepted by Spink. Pissarro ahead for Broman, he scores! Travis Broman! Welcome back to Hockey Night in Oswego on WTOP 10. Here you're watching Connor Hutchins and Josh Zizek, the captains for their respective teams, taking part in tonight's ceremonial puck drop for the United Way.
Representatives for the ceremonial puck drop are Oswego captain Josh Zizek and Brockport captain Connor Hutchins. Let's have a round of applause for these representatives of such a great organization.
There, as the fans giving up their applause, and we'll start off with the keys to the game for Brockport. First off, protect the net. They're limiting opponents to just 22.3 shots per game, which is exceptional. And on the other hand, you've got Oswego State firing 41 on net, so it's so important for Brockport to get in the shooting lanes and really clog up those passing lanes as well. Second off, keep your legs moving. This is a Brockport team that draws an impressive 7 penalties per game, meaning they're getting that excellent power play on the ice. Keeping your legs moving and skating hard will lead to undisciplined tripping and hooking penalties from Oswego State, a team that's struggled with discipline. And for the third one, and now for Oswego State, stay out of the penalty box. This is a team that really struggled to do that against Potsdam, and Brockport has a top 5 power play in the nation at 36.4%. Then play a full 60. It's cliche, but it's true. As Coach Whitelaw said earlier this week, the team hasn't played a full 60 minutes and not to their full potential. With a real tough game tomorrow night in Geneseo, the team's got to come out flying. And also look out for David Riche. He got a little banged up on Friday after falling awkwardly. He remained in the game against Plattsburgh with 25 saves in the shutout. So it'll be interesting just to see how he keeps it up. Again, he's most likely the expected starter tomorrow night in Geneseo.
First line of Anthony Pissarro, Derek Brown, and Travis Broman starting for the Oswego State Lakers. The second line, Connor Hutchins, Jeremy Salat, and Doc Jensler starting for Brockport. Referees, Anthony Petrus and Jason Selbert, linesman Anthony Perez and Matt Peters, and we are underway. And Brockport gets the opening possession as they were the first people back to take that dump in from Oswego State, and they're starting back from their own end. Pass ahead up the boards. It was kept in by Travis Broman and cycled in deep. Corey Tam sends it across to a little mismatch on the defensive pairs. Ryan Romeo, he's listed on the first defensive pair tonight with Anthony Hora. Carson Vance turned over in the neutral zone back to Romeo. It's sent in, but Jeremy Salat was offside. Josh Zizek, right wing over the Brockport line, dropped it off for Derek Brown, who cycled it in behind. Starting out with it now is Reno. Opposite corner dump in from Ethan Salat. Will go for an icing call on Brockport just 50 seconds into the game.
And that's kind of what you expect to see early on in the first 51 seconds so far in this first period. It's been very, very clogged in the neutral zone, not a lot of action going either way. And both these teams kind of feeling each other out, so you're kind of used to that, Pat.
Oswego State coming into tonight's matchup with Brockport coming into tonight's matchup with 3.25 goals per game. Oswego 5.67 goals per game. That is good for the top scoring offense in Division III hockey early in the season. Ethan Salat defended off by Max Novick. He's able to get it behind David Riche though. And the play now enters the corner. Zizek goes down hard. He's harassed by Colasanti. Max Novick will look to escape the zone. Advances it to center. Josh Zizek past his defender. Moving in on goal, and he loses it to the poke check of Casey Wynn. Into Oswego territory is Hunter Laszlo. He fanned on his shot, and Jeff Solo is able to play it up off the glass. Bouncing puck keeps it in at the line, and it finally just dribbles over, and Brockport will touch up on the offside.
You looked on that Zizek play. It looked like Wynn almost fell down, lost an edge, but did a good job just getting his stick in the way. That long reach from Wynn, standing in at 6'2", so gets a good job on that one as Zizek unable to toe drag through his legs. And if he was able to do that, he had a chance one-on-one with the goaltender, Matt Schneider.
Face-off at center ice after Ethan Salat advanced it onto his own bench. One of two Salat brothers in for the Brockport Golden Eagles tonight. The other one, number 67, Jeremy Salat. They played on the same team in junior for the Syracuse Stars of the USPHL, both natives of Centennial, Colorado. Oswego State in the zone. Mitch Emerson in front for Gillespie, and it missed him.
And a great job by what looked to be, couldn't quite make the number, maybe Danny Rock on the effort. Does a good job getting down and making Emerson pass it all the way around him instead of getting through the ideal crossing angle.
Gillespie, right wing over the Brockport line. It's poke checked away from him. Loose puck over at the center, and it is taken out of the zone by Danny Rock. Advanced up for Ramakers. In the right wing corner, Carter Allen is battling with Robbie Flannery. Puck goes through the middle of the ice. It's saved at the line by Anthony Hora. Rock up for Flannery. Sharp angle try from Flannery, misses. And number 17, Casey Wynn, couldn't hold it in at the blue line. Hora with the opposite corner dump in. Brockport will use this as an opportunity to change. Oswego will do so as well. Carter Allen was shoved to the boards by Danny Rock. He'll have to go behind the net for Carson Vance, who starts out to center. Sent it over to Colton Fletcher. Backhands it off the boards. Joey Scorpio in front for Kirkby, and he couldn't get a stick on that bouncing puck.
A great chance there for the Lakers as Scorpio finding the open man in Kirkby, just unable to pull the trigger as the puck hopped over his stick.
McMillan gets the deflection of Scorpio to negate the icing call. Fletcher goes after it with Wynn. It's spun around the boards over at the left wing. Puck loosened some skates, and it's finally taken over by Kirkby. Kirkby changes direction. It's blocked. Jeremy Salat will clear the zone. 16:25 to go in the first period of play. Both teams, like you mentioned, feeling each other out. 0-0 is the score. No shots on goal have been unofficially credited thus far.
Yeah, Pat, when you kind of say this more like, it feels like a sloppy game. Neither team able to really pass it back and forth or get a couple of passes stretched together to get into the zone.
Haven't had much offensive zone time. Derek Brown gains center, and his shot goes off of the leg of Williams in front. Broman wins the battle. It's chopped at by Renault around the boards. Jake Colasanti will clear it out to center, but Jeff Solo is there to intercept it and spin it around the boards again. Anthony Pissarro up the wall for Derek Brown. Brown cycles it to the open side. Broman goes after it with Tyler Williams. They come together. Derek Brown enters the fray, and Corey Tam will be the beneficiary of that loose puck. He'll just sky it out to center, where Jeff Solo takes it back into his own zone, watched by Ethan Salat. Curry up for Molinaro. Molinaro couldn't handle it cleanly. Colasanti enters the zone. Solo gets a stick on that, and it was well defended by the Lakers in the slot. Molinaro, 1-on-4, and he almost had a good opportunity to go into the net by himself as his team was changing. It was poke checked away from him at the last second.
But what a nifty move there, beating his first man and making Krasowski just fall down from the dangles between the legs, and it looked like he got past him and had a good look as well until fanning on the shot.
Hora is taken down, and we're going to get a penalty called on that play. It's going to be a tripping minor against Oswego State. Fans not happy with the call, but it will be the alternate captain in Carter Allen to get the gate.
Yeah, and I don't love that call either. It looked like he got the puck first and maybe on the follow-through got the skates knocked out from the opposition in Brockport. But this is a Brockport team that has an incredible power play, 8 goals on 22 attempts. And this is a team in Brockport that really has scored over half their goals, I think. Or yeah, over half the goals, 13 goals total. So they've only scored 5 at 5-on-5 play. So for the Lakers, you got to improve your discipline to avoid giving up these 5-on-4 opportunities for Brockport.
So the #1 power play will go up against the #1 penalty kill in the SUNY Yacht Conference. Brockport converting at a rate of 34.8% on the year. Oswego State's penalty kill above 90% at 92.9. At the point now is Romeo. He'll drop it off for Jeremy Salat. Down low. Put into the center of the ice. It went off of a Laker stick, but it's saved in at the line. Connor Hutchins cycles it down. It's over at the point for Romeo. Romeo looks to go down low, goes right to Carson Vance, who will flip it the sheet of the ice.
And one thing really interesting on this Brockport power play so far that I've seen is a lot of movement. You saw Gensler and Hora both creeping in, Hora from the point and Gensler down and around the net. So a really impressive movement and kind of trying to get lost in the fray of the Oswego State penalty kill.
Ethan Salat. Max Novick has the puck. Another 2-on-2 scrum. Novick is shoved to the boards. Brockport wins it. Tam across the ice for Salat. Ethan Salat takes the shot, and the rebound is out of the reach of Jeremy Salat. And Oswego State will clear with 43 seconds remaining in the penalty.
Yeah, at the start of the season, the coaching staff really preached blocking shots, and Max Novick blocked a nasty one off his knee to get that puck out and eventually cleared out of the Oswego State end. It's a really impressive job on this penalty kill so far, as they almost get it out of the zone.
Tam is able to save it. Ethan Salat tapped on for Tam. Shot put on, and David Richet is able to handle that. Hunter Laszlo up for Anthony Hora. Shoots it. It hits somebody in front. It looked like a Brockport player. They're unable to take advantage of the rebound, and they'll have 7 seconds to work with. It's flipped in, opposite corner, up for the glass. Robbie Flannery. It's intercepted by Tyler Curry as Carter Allen will step back up, and he'll immediately go off for a change as David Richet will take the whistle.
Yeah, and so far I see why this power play for Brockport is one of the best in the nation. You see the movement, and you see how good they are just tracking pucks down and getting bodies in front. You saw Richet didn't get too many clean looks, so he's very, very fortunate that a guy like Max Novick was in position to block the shot. And for Oswego State, not as aggressive a penalty kill as we're used to seeing, Pat.
Yeah, we see that a lot. In the last couple of weeks, they have been a lot more aggressive, don't typically sit in that defensive box, but Oswego State was forced to do that on that first power play chance. They're 0 for 1 on the night. Carter Allen will start the rush to center. He gets past his defender. Derek Brown will chase after it as it was turned over in their own end. Carson Vance up for Derek Brown, sends it over to the right wing for Travis Broman, who skates in, and the save was made. Big rebound, almost came out in front. Ends up going off the outside of the net. Casey Wynn behind the goal. Sends it up for Doc Gensler. Turned over to Oswego State in the neutral zone. Carter Allen will send it over to the right wing. It takes a deflection off of the net. Derek Brown goes to work with Pissarro. Carson Vance calling for the puck. He gets it and shoots it and goes off of the leg of Derek Brown and into the corner.
Vance doing a really good job there, trying to find an opening. You'll see it here once more. He's going to try to hesitate, or rather just get the pass off, but it does a good job moving laterally across the point to get an open shooting lane instead of shooting it right into the pads of Robert Flannery, who is covering him.
Mitch Emerson with the home run pass at the blue line. He's unable to handle it, and the Brockport Golden Eagles will control. Out of the zone is Zach Norby. He skates in hard. And the slight deflection by Connor Hutchins in the missed on the right side. Some interesting looks for both teams early. A lot of lucky bounces. They're just unable to do anything with them.
Yeah, and for Brockport, that's a really impressive play. And if you're the Oswego State defense, you want to do a better job just trying to get someone in front of the net to tie up the loose sticks.
Crowd roots their team on. Gillespie's shot was in a body. Gillespie's secondary shot goes into the B on the chest of Matt Schneider, and he'll draw a crowd.
Matt Schneider, such a great goaltender positionally, really impressive. You saw there was a screen in front. It looked like it was Emerson who got the screen on the play, or Molinaro, one of the two, and Schneider in the right position couldn't quite see it as you saw him kind of wince when the shot went on.
And we would like to give our well wishes to the grandmother of Joey Scorpio, who is currently in the hospital after injuries sustained in a car wreck. Dolores Scorpio, we wish you well. In for it now is Danny Rock. He lays it off for Tyler Williams. Williams gets it back after the shot from Gensler. He's harassed on by Joey Scorpio. Scorpio and Kirkby battle with it with Hutchins and Flannery. Referee yelling at them to be easy here. Joey Scorpio watches Tyler Williams. He gains control of the puck. He's looking for an outlet. He'll eventually find one in Chris McMillan. He puts it in on goal. Kirkby goes down. Big rebound in front. Scorpio shoots, and it goes off of the pads of Schneider.
What a save by Schneider, commanding his net, getting all the way out 2-3 feet in front of his crease. What a save on the rebound chance. Really the best chance tonight for the Lakers.
Josh Zizek open on the right wing. He gets the puck as they enter the zone. Zizek overlooks it, and he sent it back to the point where Max Novick was going off for a change. And we are going to get a stoppage of play here. And
I believe it's too many men on the ice as Novick got off the ice, and I couldn't quite make out the other number. It might have been Tyler Curry or Jeff Solo, the other defender, coming on for him. So that's another kind of error in the team, and really a difficult play for the Lakers as they were trying to get something happening. Zizek passing the puck to what he thought was his point man, but instead a vacant point as Novick went off for a change, and just really an unfortunate blunder by the Lakers.
And it will be indeed a bench minor for too many men on the ice. Alex DiCarlo will serve that penalty, sending the Brockport Golden Eagles to their second power play of the game. And Ed Gosick having a discussion with Selbert about the call. Nothing, of course, will change as the second power play for Brockport begins. Carson Vance wins that 50-50 draw, and he'll find some open space to send it down the length of the ice. Jeremy Salat starts the rush to center. Drops it off for Corey Tan, who enters the zone on the left side. Sets it in for Ethan Salat. Didn't really have much traffic in front. It's swallowed up by David Richer, and some more pushing and shoving will ensue this time on Oswego's side.
Salat didn't have much entering the zone, or much traffic, I should say, as you mentioned, Pat. But again, the Lakers just flat-footed in their own zone. That's not what we expect to see from this team. This is a penalty kill that loves to just swarm around the puck, that loves to use a lot of speed. So it's impressive to see how they kind of use the week playing Brockport on a Friday as opposed to a Saturday, and being able to adjust their penalty kill accordingly, as we've seen their penalty kill not as aggressive.
When you face a stronger power play, you have to sit back and be more passive on that. Oswego State won the draw, but they were unable to clear. Jeremy Salat over to Tam. Ethan Salat gives it back to Tam, over to Jeremy. Down low for Jake Colasanti. Tam. Ethan Salat puts one, it's blocked by Solo in front. Tam. Jeremy. Put it out in front and they score! Colasanti gets the goal, but it looks like the referees are going to have a discussion about it. No, it will be a goal, but it will be Molinaro getting an extra penalty on the play. So a power play goal for Brockport, and they're going to go right back to another one.
Right, I couldn't quite see what the penalty was on Molinaro, but just looking at the goal for Brockport State, a really tough goal to give up, I should say. When you're playing it from behind the goal line, it's a save that you want to make, and Richer, it looks like he made the initial save, but again, for the Lakers, you've got to be able to clear the puck off of Richer making the first save as we await the replay. And here it is, you see down behind the goal line just jamming at it and goes 5-hole. So for the Lakers, you want to try to get a man or a defender behind anyone else in front of that crease, and just was unable to do it were the Lakers. And a really tough break for Richer as he couldn't do much with it.
So Jake Colasanti gets the goal for the Brockport Golden Eagles, converting again on the power play. And that is the first time this season that Oswego State has given up the first goal. Again, it will be Molinaro getting a minor penalty. Just that minor penalty. I can assume it will either be for roughing or too many men on the ice, as it was a late call. It wasn't made by the referee until the puck crossed the line. We'll have to see what that is. Ryan Romeo starts up on the third power play chance for Brockport. Tried to go across to the other side. It takes a deflection and a little bit of a miscue by Jordan Reno. Gets Oswego State the clear.
Yeah, and Vance, you kind of bring that aggressiveness out there for the penalty kill. And if you're the Lakers, that's kind of what I want to see. Stay aggressive. Yeah, you're trying to sit back against a very good power play in Brockport, but you've got to play up at the blue line like they're doing right now to try to clear the puck before Brockport can even get into the offensive zone.
And Tanner Spink will send it the length of the ice, preventing Brockport from entering the zone. 1 minute, 5 seconds to go in the power play. 7:53 to go in the period. Ethan Salat over to Romeo. Romeo, big shot, takes a deflection in front, and Jeremy Salat couldn't settle it down for a shot on the left side. And it is flipped out by McMillan as we get the penalty. It will be a cross-checking call against Joseph Molinaro. The long pass trying to find, it looked like to be Colasanti at the blue line, was cleared by Oswego State. Josh Zizek unable to control that pass, and the play will go over towards the Oswego State bench. A 2-on-2 scrum, 3-on-2, and the referees will blow this one dead as Gillespie takes a hit after the whistle.
Yeah, and so far for this third chance for the Brockport, I've been much more impressed with how they've looked. And we're going to send it down to our sideline reporter, Zach Haynes. Zach, what do you got for us?
Thanks, guys. Look, we got a very physical game going on here between the Golden Eagles and the Lakers. Brockport's coming in fast, and they're playing furiously, so it's going to be a really tough competition, and the Lakers are not staying out of the penalty box, which is hurting their chances. If they can start cleaning up their discipline and start playing at the level of Brockport, they're going to be able to tie up the score. That's all I got for now. Back to you in the press box.
Thank you, Zach. Lakers playing behind for the first time this regular season as the penalty to Molinaro is just about to expire. 2 seconds and 1. Molinaro hops back onto the ice, and Colton Fletcher will hop on as Molinaro will immediately skate to the bench. Jeff Solo, he comes together with Jeremy Salat. It's sent in behind. Ethan Salat over to Tam. Tam's pass goes off of Tyler Curry's body. Ethan Salat goes to work in the corner. He goes down looking to draw a penalty, none coming. Back at the point for Tam. Across the ice for Casey Wynn. Oswego State is able to get it out to center ice. And Brockport will go off for a change as they send it in. Rock enters Oswego territory. It finally does come out. Travis Broman gloves it down. Bounce goes to the favor of the Brockport Golden Eagles. Broman comes together with Brock. Broman with the loose puck, tried to find Fletcher in the neutral zone. Casey Wynn was able to get that. Oswego's offside, they'll have to tag up. Anthony Pissarro.
It looked like Gillespie wanted a penalty called on Brockport after Broman got knocked down. Looked like the two were battling for the puck, and maybe Brockport might have got away with him, but it looked like they got a stick on the puck rather than an interference or anything of that nature.
5:29 to go in the first period of play. It's been a relatively quick first period too. Brockport leads Oswego by a score of 1-0 off of Jake Colasanti's power play goal.
And Colasanti's been very active on the ice, especially in the offensive zone, doing a good job being able to not only carry the puck into the zone, but also passing it off to his teammates, doing a really solid job there.
Brown, Emerson, up top for Carter Allen, whose shot deflects off of Jeremy Salat in front and into the student section.
And for the Lakers, Coach Gosek, as the Lakers get an offensive zone faceoff, Gosek was saying that we've got to generate offense through our faceoffs. And this is a team in Brockport that wins about 60% of their faceoffs. So for the Lakers and Mitch Emerson here, to win a faceoff and to get some established zone time, something you haven't had too much, only taking 2 shots on goal, the Lakers got to do a better job, although they lose the faceoff here.
Yeah, Emerson lost the faceoff. Third line is out there for Oswego State. It's Tanner Spink and Michael Gillespie, centered by Emerson. But the Lakers are able to keep the Golden Eagles hemmed inside their own zone. Finally, Romeo will flip it out, but it goes right to Tanner Spink. And he'll retreat back into his own zone for Carter Allen. D-to-D pass. Carson Vance can't get the puck to settle down, and he's watched by Salat and center ice. Players come together. Gillespie enters the zone. Down the wall for Carson Vance. Connor Hutchins is the first man there, and he'll send it up for number 13, Doc Jensler. Hutchins spins to his backhand, lays one off for Ethan Salat, and he's checked there by Michael Gillespie, who gets the pass from Carson Vance. Emerson tried to chip it past his defender, fails in doing so, and back is Ethan Salat. Ethan Salat, nice stick check in front, and the rebound opportunity by Renault goes over the net.
Yeah, and a really, really bad line change for the Lakers, unable to get it in deep before their deep pair got off for the change. So a mini breakaway for Salat, of course. Looks like he fans on the shot, and a really good job on the follow-up by his line mate, Jordan Renault, And for the Lakers, it's just these sloppy little plays that you need to do better at. You've got to clean it up a lot heading into the last 4 minutes of this period and the rest of the game heading into that second period, because they've looked outclassed by a team that is just not, I don't say as skilled as them, but the Lakers have left a lot to want here in this first period.
Molinaro Enters the zone, lays it off on the left side for Jody Sullivan. He's unable to get a shot off. It's played up off the glass. McMillan saves it in at the blue line. Molinaro wins the puck battle. Molinaro, Jody Sullivan scores! Oswego State ties it up, and Mr. Teddy Bear is Jody Sullivan, 1-1.
And really, it all starts on the rush going the other way, and it's so important to generate offense through the neutral zone as you see those teddy bears soaring onto the ice for Toys for Tots. Sullivan, the beneficiary of a brilliant pass on a 2-on-1, and just an excellent goal for the Lakers.
Oswego State needed to do something as they looked outclassed, like you mentioned. They do something. 1-1 is your score. Here come the Teddy Bears and the replay.
Yeah, you see on the replay, a quick pass across the ice from left to right. No chance for Schneider. And if you're the D-man, the one-man back, you've got to do a better job being able to get your stick down, get the blocking lane or the shooting lane, and do a better job just trying to force the guy with the puck to shoot it, because it's a lot easier for Schneider to make a save when he's standing still rather than having to push from left to right and then relocate the puck.
So obviously we are going to have a delay here as Teddy Bears continue flying onto the ice for Toys for Tots and the United Way. And over towards the student section, a bear ended up getting caught on the protective netting.
And for Josh Zeisig, the senior captain of this Lakers squad, a little disappointed. He was saying earlier in the week he wanted that first goal so bad, not only to get off that mini scoring schneid he's been on, not scoring a goal yet this season despite having 4 assists, but also he wanted to get a beautiful picture with a giant teddy bear. He was saying seemed just so excited and genuine, just so excited for this opportunity, and now the Lakers will pick up all these teddy bears.
Now ringside we go with Zach Haynes.
Thanks, guys, and the energy here is electric. We finally got the toss of Teddy Bears, and we see Carter Allen going in, helping out here. All the players are stepping in and helping out. The fans were so patient for this moment, and it's doing great. We got that over. They finally got the first goal. That's all I got for now. Back to you.
Thank you, Zach. Assists on that goal go to Molinaro and McMillan. Jody Sullivan, Mr. Teddy Bear, 2019.
Yeah, and really just an impressive goal, and a goal that for the Lakers you hope to have this mini timeout as a way for Gosek to say, guys, look, we're back in it. It's a new game here with 43 minutes left in the game, but we've got to play better. Because yes, you get that goal and you tie it back up, but at the end of the puck's been in the Oswego State end a lot more than it has in the Brockport end. Part of that's due to the penalties that the Lakers been taking. Got to clean up the discipline, but also it looks like Brockport just has a step on the Lakers, who seemed a little bit slow out of the gate.
Yeah, Ed Gosek relieved to have the score be tied, but as you just saw, he does not look happy with his team. And how could you with the way they've been playing so far?
Yeah, and again, it's a new game for the Lakers, so you just have to hope, if you're a Lakers fan, if you're Coach Gosek, that this timeout can kind of rejuvenate the team.
So Anthony Pissarro will take the face-off against Hunter Laszlo as the ice has finally been cleaned off. And with 3:38 to go in the first period, we resume action. Tyler Williams off the draw, gains center, dumps the puck in. Icing was called for a little bit. It is eventually waved off. Anthony Pissarro's stick comes together with Zach Norby. It's spun over to the open side. Williams will cycle it back in deep. Carter Allen with a little touch pass on to Derek Brown, and Travis Broman will start towards Brockport's end of the ice. He'll dump it in on his own side. Anthony Pissarro comes together with Brian Romeo. Puck is loose in some skates, and it is eventually sent out by the Oswego State Lakers. A little bit of a miscue. Brown in receipt of the pass. Drops it off for Pissarro. Across to Roman! And his shot goes off with a toe of Schneider. Another shot, big rebound opportunity. Pissarro looks to get it inside the net. He had a little bit of an opening on the left post and is unable to get the shot off.
Yeah, and Lakers, you expect them to come out strong after scoring that goal to tie it back up. But here on the second shift after the goal, it's been really impressive. Expect the Lakers to try to lay a big hit as well to get the crowd back into the game, as that's kind of what you saw last year a lot. They'd score that one goal and they generate a lot of momentum off of that with hits and a couple chances the other way.
Back in comes Oswego State. Emerson tried to find Gillespie streaking down the left wing, and he'll pass it instead for Tanner Spink in front. Pass goes off the boards, and Scott Ramekers clears the zone. Flannery loses his stick, so he'll have to go back to the bench. Emerson gets it in deep. Schneider plays it from behind the net. up for Scott Ramakers, who goes down. Oswego State looks to enter the zone. It's kept out by number 17, Casey Wynn, and here he is back the other way. His shot goes off of the pads of Riche. No one in the area to get that big rebound. 1:37 to go in the first period of play. Oswego State tied it back up off of Jody Sullivan's goal to send the Teddy Bears onto the ice. Shots on goal, 9-7 in favor of Brockport. Shot attempts even at 14. In the zone was Molinaro. Puck was played with a high stick, eventually waved off. Sullivan, the goal scorer, goes after the puck. He comes together with a Brockport Golden Eagle, and Carter Island will reset at center. Opposite quarter, dumping. Zizek chasing after it with Anthony Hora. They come together, and Ryan Romeo will send it up the ice for Casey Wynn. Center of the ice is Jeremy Salat as we are under a minute to play in this first period of play. Molinaro wins that puck battle, sends it to the open side. Zizek up the boards, bank pass goes right to Tam in his own end. Switch it over to the other side for Ryan Romeo. Bouncing puck. Here is Gensler, who shoots it on Riche, and he'll cover up on the rebound.
And an excellent save by Riche on Gensler, as you kind of saw the play developing in the Lakers. Carson Vance fanning on the puck, but Riche doing a great job bailing out his teammate in the sense that maybe he wasn't expecting to face a shot that early on, as it looked like Vance was almost successful in the clearing attempt. But again, Riche staying strong in his net, confident out towards the top of that crease, and he's looked really strong despite giving up that first goal on the power play, or on the penalty kill so far.
38 and a tenth seconds to go in this first period of play. Face off to the right of David Riche. Pissarro will take it against Reno. Tie up off the face-off. Reno is able to get it down behind the goal line. Reno over for Colasanti. He's watched there by Carter Allen, Carson Vance, and it goes over to an open wing where Mitch Emerson is the first man there. Off the glass, high bouncing puck will be waved off at the last second on the icing call. 15 seconds to go. Carson Vance, Gillespie up for Mitch Emerson, who forgets the puck at the blue line, which forces the Lakers offside.
Yeah, a bit of miscommunication. It looked like it was Emerson trying to make one more move at the blue line. Would have forced Pissarro offside if he had continued with the puck and got into the zone. But for the Lakers, you exit this game 7 seconds left, or exit this period, I should say, with a tie game. Coach Gosik's got to be really laying into his guys. You kind of saw it after that Potsdam game. In that second period, Lakers did not look good, and in that third period, it was a complete turnaround. But again, this Brockport team's much better than Potsdam.
2-on-1. Colasanti puts one on goal as time was expiring, and we will skate into the locker room. 1-1 the score.
Yeah, and again, for the Lakers, you really just almost like they got punched in the nose there early on, giving up that goal on the penalty kill. And and they just couldn't seem to really find themselves after that. Brockport they feel like a heavier, bigger team, don't they, Pat?
Yeah, this is the first period that I can remember this season where Oswego State looked to be chasing the game a majority of the time. And Ed Gosik needs to make some adjustments here.
Yeah, just kind of looking at the lines for Brockport, some of the guys that really stand out. Prostowski, 6'4". You know, Casey Wynn, 6'2". Guys like Trevor Prey, 6'3". Robert Flannery, 6'2". These are big guys. This is a big Brockport team that I don't think Oswego State's faced a team as tall and as heavy as the Brockport Golden Eagles, and I think that's kind of a bit that's throwing them off. Also, of course, Brockport, the best team that they faced so far in the last 3 games, being that they've had a couple of votes there in the NCAA rankings.
And like we mentioned, David Riche looking good. Doesn't look too thrown off by the injury, but coming up after the break, Bowden, Drake Deese, Dylan McGlynn, and Michael Morano will have first period highlights and analysis. The score is 1-1 heading into the first break on Hockey Night in Oswego.
Hello and welcome back to Hockey Night in Oswego in the Morano Campus Center, where we have a very interesting game on our hands. How's it going? Bo Drake Deese, Dylan McGlynn, Michael Morano back up here in the perch. So guys, 1-1 at the end of the first period. Really kind of shaky. What did you guys see from the Brockport goals?
Yeah, Brockport power play goal. We talked about before the game how effective their power play has been and how good the Laker penalty kill has been. but this time it was the power play for Brockport prevailing. Zach Colasanti gets his first goal of the year. Brockport jumps out to a 1-0 lead. There's a lot of traffic in front on that goal, as you get a look at it right here.
Yeah, a lot of traffic in front. Again, on the power play, once again, we said it before, just so many penalties racking up already for Oswego, and that's Brockport's bread and butter. That's when they get on the board.
Exactly. Oswego's giving them all the opportunities that they want, 3 penalties in the first period. And then we've got the Oswego goal. What do you see here?
I see a momentum, they just got the momentum all the way back here, just looking for anything there, and Jody Sullivan was able to find the back of the net there. Just an awesome way to get the momentum back, because this was really all Brockport right before that goal.
Yeah, that was a great pass by Molinaro, putting it right on the tape of Sullivan, and all he had to do was just tap it in.
Definitely a huge environment shift once the teddy bears started flying, wouldn't you say?
I was saying finally, just got it on there, got my teddy bear, was able to toss it on the ice, and it was just a good experience now, and everyone was able to finally get that off there and finally get the first goal.
We're going to head down to the rink where Zach Haynes has an exclusive interview for us. Zach, what's going on?
Thanks, guys. I'm joined here with Jody Sullivan, who scored the first goal for the Lakers. Now, Sullivan, what was going through your mind on that play before you got the goal?
It was a nice setup by Malls. We've been building some chemistry lately, me, him, and Ziz, for that matter, and it's starting to click, and that's nice. I'm just happy to get the boys going. You know, we were not looking like we should in that period, so that one's going to bring some life to us, and that's a goal that everyone's after, so it's nice to pot it.
And how are you going to carry this momentum over into the next 2 periods? There's still plenty of time left.
We just got to be patient, wait for the bounces. We can't cheat the game, and we did a little bit there and gave Brockport some chances, which can't happen.
All right, Jody Sullivan made the teddy bears go flying. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, that's all I got for now. Back to you.
Fantastic stuff. Thank you, Zachary. When we come back, we're going to discuss the game in more detail. We're going to look at a few more things. That's coming up soon, right after the break. It's Hockey Night in Oswego. Welcome back to Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10. Santa Claus in the house. Guys, let's get a look at the game as a whole. What did you guys see from Oswego and Brockport together?
Well, from Oswego, honestly, I didn't see a lot of good things. It was really not a good period. Brockport really controlled the pace of play. They controlled the zone most of the time, and that was one of the worst periods that I've seen the Lakers play this year.
Yes, a lot of it was just Oswego just didn't look ready. A lot of it, they got dominated. They didn't. Just look at the game summary so far here. 1 goal apiece, 1 for 3 on the power play. As we said before, that's Brockport what they need to do. Oswego hasn't had a chance yet, and yet 11 shots in total for Brockport and 7 for Oswego. That's something that Oswego is just unfamiliar with. So that's something they need to change here. They kind of ended on a good note, but it's just a matter of how they bring themselves to the second period, because that first period, the beginning of it, was just not the way Oswego wanted to do this.
Definitely. I think one of the highlights that we can look at there is 3 power plays for Brockport in the first period, and obviously they capitalized on one of them. That's how they got their goal. Is that due to Oswego's physicality, or are they playing the right brand of hockey right now?
I think they're being a little too aggressive. I think you saw some plays where they kind of just let the momentum get the best of them. We got a video here, some of the penalties. And yeah, it just hasn't really been a great period. There's a lot of physicality, but I think Oswego has not been as controlled as Brockport, and that's why there's 3 penalties for Oswego and none for the Eagles right now.
Well, Brockport is also a very big team, as Watland was saying before during the game. They're a very big team, so I think Oswego tried to come out there and try to show themselves out a little bit. It's translating to a lot of penalties as well, so that's something they need to be careful for, because the more you rack up these penalties, the more Brockport is going to score.
Definitely maybe getting it a little over-aggressive and a little over their head. So why don't we talk about the goalies a little bit? Obviously 1-1. Riche and Schneider are even as of right now. What have you seen from both of them?
Honestly, neither of them have really been tested too much. Not a lot of high-quality opportunities. Obviously, they both have given up a goal. But other than that, they really haven't faced that many opportunities. Riche had some really nice saves, but other than that, it was kind of standard, period.
Yeah, I think that neither of them have really been tested that much so far. I think Schneider here, as we take a look at some of the shots here, Riche getting a lot of action a little bit early because of these power plays. Oswego doing a really good job of clearing the puck. Took a couple good bounces here for Oswego, trying to capitalize on that as well. Schneider was able to face a lot more pressure towards the end of this period, let alone the first. Riche kind of got a lot more in the beginning. Riche holding himself pretty well so far, especially with all the penalties that have been given so far. I think he's able to handle himself well.
Yeah, definitely a lot of dirty goals in front of the net, and I think that we haven't seen a lot of like system play from either team really as of right now.
Yeah, I think Brockport's identity right now is to try to just get the puck in and lay the body and be as physical as possible.
Yeah, they've been coming out fast there, and they really took control of the first period. But one thing Oswego's really good at is once they get that first goal, they're able to run away with it. And the crowd is into it as well. They're not being silenced. After that first goal that Brockport had, the energy was sucked out of the crowd. So, it was a great chance for Oswego to kind of carry this momentum.
So with the momentum kind of gone from the Brockport side, what keys to the game do you think that they need to capitalize on to move forward and maintain some momentum?
I think they need to come out firing here. They had the lead. They were playing better than the Lakers, and now all of a sudden it's tied. And Oswego has momentum, so you need to come out firing. You need to lay the body big time and try to draw Oswego into more of those undisciplined penalties.
I feel like the most obvious thing for Oswego for their keys as well is just, be more disciplined. We said that before, being more disciplined, and that's the biggest thing. We talk about it before, how good Brockport is on these type of power plays. But also another thing that I feel like they need to be more well aware of is how they're passing it. It seems like they're getting kind of startled by how good or how fast Brockport is. If you're Brockport, it seems like they're just being so fast and trying to get this puck, so they're just trying to pass this puck as fast as possible, which really means that Brockport's able to capitalize. So they need to be more, have a lot better passing, a lot more cleaner passing.
So if you're Ed Gosick right now, you're talking to your players in the locker room. Obviously, it's 1-1. The game's not over, but you haven't been playing well. What are you talking to them as they skate out?
I'm telling them treat it like a new game. It's 1-1. It might as well be 0-0. That was a bad period. There's no way around it. But the good news is it's tied, and you got 2 more periods to do what you know you can do.
I really hope he's not talking to them the way it seemed like he was talking to them on the bench.
Yeah, definitely.
Seems like he was very heated there. It seems like I hope they're able to calm down again. It's still 1-1. You're still able to get this one. It's a brand new game, like Dylan was saying before. So treat it like a new game. Get out there and do what you do best. Pass the puck cleanly, and then just obviously be more disciplined.
Obviously, this game, not the only good game going around in the SUNYAC right now. Guys, what other games are interesting right now that we have going on?
Yeah, well, number 2, Geneseo right now up 4-0 at Cortland. So that one looks like it's in hand. Still in the first period in that one as well. And then Fredonia and Plattsburgh tied at 1.
Yeah, and I said before, I was very interested in this Buffalo-Potsdam game because it's really Buffalo's first game in the SUNYAC. So I'm really curious to see how Buffalo does it because they haven't really been tested in the SUNYAC. And then, Plattsburgh, Fredonia is still trying to get their first win as well.
Lots of interesting things going around in the SUNYAC right now. We're going to be right back here on Hockey Night in Oswego on WTOP 10.
And welcome back to the shores of Lake Ontario here in the Marano Campus Center as we're getting set for the second period of action between the Brockport Golden Eagles and the Oswego State Lakers. Moving forward to this second period of play as we come inside the press box, Patrick Machado, Matt Watling. What can we expect them to do different?
For the Lakers, they just looked sloppy through that neutral zone. They didn't generate a lot of chances, and that's because they didn't have that support. So moving forward, if I'm the Lakers, you've got to have shorter passes, stay in the neutral zone, and when you are, be close together so that you can make those quick passes. This is a team that usually likes to use the stretch pass to generate a lot of offense for the Lakers, but it's not working. This Brockport defense is too stout. Their reach is too long. They're breaking up passes through the neutral zone. So for the Lakers, you've got to stand 5-6 feet away from each other as you're moving through the ice to just get the puck into the Brockport end, and worst comes to worst, dump it in and chase, because this forecheck for the Lakers has been notoriously so impressive.
Second period underway. Travis Broman takes a hit at the blue line. Brockport has a touch on it. They'll flip it out to center, and coming back quickly now is Doc Jensler, and he's shoved to the ice by Carter Allen as a loose puck was put into the middle of the ice. Oswego State will look to escape. Derek Brown, stick handling. Up for Travis Broman. He'll double back, send it over to the left side for Vance. Pass over for Travis Broman, right wing over the Brockport line. Broman puts one on goal, and it's sent behind the net by Matt Schneider. Pass was intercepted in the slot by Ryan Romeo and flipped down. Brockport in the midst of a change. Carson Vance will start for Molinaro. Molinaro, little pass up to Broman, now up to Zizek as Oswego State needs a change. Molinaro, after it with Anthony Hora. Hora, up the ice for Jordan Reno. Reno gets it as far as center where it's taken by the Lakers. Max Novick, opposite corner dump in. Josh Isaac will chase after it. Hora again, the first person there. Jody Sullivan watches him. Hora, nice stick handling to get into the neutral zone. Long pass up for Colasanti. He's shoved to the boards by Chris McMillan, which will give the Oswego State Lakers some time. Isaac, behind the back pass with Molinaro. Sullivan is just onside. Molinaro loses an edge, almost lost an edge, out to Novick. Novick shoots. Stick save made by Schneider. Molinaro off in front, they score! Josh Isaac gets the deflection off a Molinaro shot, and Oswego State has their first lead of the game. It's 2-1.
Lakers dump it in and go to work. That's what they've done so well the last several years, especially here and last year. And there you see Emerson Molinaro, going to work behind the net, keeps with it, a great pass to Novick. As we watch the goal here on the replay, back out in front, Novick gets a shot, but Molinaro doing a great job finding the seam, and Zizek gets in front of this man in Hora. If you're Hora, you've got to tie the stick up on Zizek, or else it's a clear tip in and a shot that's so hard to save if you're Schneider, because he's expecting the puck to go across the crease to the pass rather than heading back on net with the redirection.
So Josh Zizek finally breaks his goal-scoring drought. That's his first goal on the year, 4 assists for 5 points. It's 2-1 Oswego State. The shot was put onto the point by number 19, Mitchell Parsons. It was saved by Riche, and now a battle ensues behind the net. Tyler Curry comes away with the puck. Michael Gillespie will start out. Goes over to the right side, Jeff Solo enters the zone. Emerson is the trailer. Gillespie to the front of the net. Puck is loose in front, and they hit the post with the shot. What a chance for Mike Gillespie as he finds the iron. Tanner Spink now goes down to the ice with the Brockport Golden Eagles, so no penalty is called. Mitchell Parsons alone in the zone, and his shot goes off of the stick of Tyler Curry, and Colton Fletcher will go back to get it. Solo up for Scorpio in neutral ice. Lays it off for DiCarlo. DiCarlo sends it down low, gets his own pass. Loose puck goes over to the left wing. Colton Fletcher takes a hit. Oswego State is offside. They get the touch up. DiCarlo in again. Scorpio putting on the pressure. It's caught in the skates of the linesman, but Flannery is finally able to get the clear. 16:43 to go in the second period of play. Oswego State takes the lead off of Josh Zizek's goal. Joey Scorpio dealing with Robert Flannery, sends it over to the right wing. DiCarlo chases after it with Tyler Williams. Bouncing puck goes over back to Flannery, and he eats a hit from Joey Scorpio as it cycled back in deep. Oswego is changing.
And early on here in the second period, the Lakers doing a great job keeping play in the Brockport end. And what they've done so well is just keeping the puck in the neutral zone and doing a great job being able to chip it in and go to work.
As Broman sends it onto the Brockport bench, we go ringside for Zach Haynes.
Thanks, guys. What we're seeing right now is a change of events for the Oswego Lakers. Zizek just scored the second goal for the game. Molinaro getting the second assist for tonight. They are finally passing the puck. As Sullivan was saying, the chemistry needed to increase, and it's definitely showing now early in the second. That's all I got for now. Back to you guys up in the press box.
Thank you, Zach. Here comes Oswego back again. Pissarro back up top for McMillan. McMillan shakes off his defender, and his centering pass was intercepted in the slot by Tam. Back come the Brockport Golden Eagles, 3-on-2. And players go crashing into the net. And we're going to get a whistle here.
Yeah, and the Lakers bench very heated, almost furious at the fact that their man in Derek Brown was what they believe was tied down or knocked over by the Brockport attacking forward. And for the Lakers, they wanted a penalty called. No call there for Brockport. And the Lakers, again, just a little bit furious. But with this stoppage in play, the first real chance that Brockport gets to establish themselves in the Oswego State end. Haven't seen too many shots go against Riche here as he stands with his back behind the student section.
The officials are having a discussion on where the face-off will take place. They're going to move it out of Oswego's zone to the face-off dot on the far end of the blue line. Gosick still having a discussion with the referees, wanting an explanation for that call. And we resume play. Oswego State wins the faceoff. Max Novick D-to-D pass for McMillan. Long stretch pass looking to find Sullivan, doesn't find him, and it goes back into Oswego zone for the icing call.
And yet again, this Brockport face-off team gets to go to work. And something that was kind of interesting in that first period, Lakers actually led the face-off battle 9-6, very uncharacteristic of this Brockport team, who were winning nearly 60% of their draws entering tonight's game.
And Zizek, who was perfect in that first period, loses this draw. Big shot, Tam! Takes the deflection in front, never made its way to the cage. Oswego State starts back to center. Flipped in by Josh Zizek. Jody Sullivan is held on the boards by Tam. 2-on-2 scrum. Zizek is in there with Tam. And it's finally won by the Brockport Golden Eagles. Here is Jensler. Jensler couldn't settle the puck down. Jody Sullivan will look to start the Lakers back quickly, but Jeremy Salat is keeping the play tied up towards the Oswego State bench. Sullivan in over the line, but Molinaro was offside.
Yeah, and through the first 6 minutes or so of this period for the Lakers, I've been so impressed with the way that they generate offense through that neutral zone. Not afraid to dump it in and really go to work. You see their legs kind of picking up speed, much more, generating a lot more offense, a lot more speed through the neutral zone and getting on the puck first in this period more so than that first period, Pat.
And they're being a lot more physical as well, as the faceoff was won by Oswego State. We're going to get another whistle here. It looked like a puck went into the penalty box, and they'll rule it was off a Lakers stick, so it comes closer towards David Richet. Emerson and Reno take the draw. Reno wins the faceoff, but it goes back into the Brockport end. Spink was chasing after it as Wynn was going after the puck in his own zone. Oswego State is able to keep them in there. Here is Ethan Salat skating through center. Watched by Curry. We're going to get a penalty coming up against the Brockport Golden Eagles. So Oswego State is about to go to their first power play of the game as Schneider touches up. And the call will be a high sticking minor against, looks like to be Anthony Hora. Turn toward the box for 1 second. And it will be number 10, Jake Colasanti, the goal scorer, that gets the gate.
And for the Lakers, something pretty interesting on this unit, unlike last week's, is that they've only got one defender out there for the Lakers and Carson Vance. Last week we saw Max Novick there, so with the power play in Ophir, they're trying to change things up here. Travis Broman out there as well with Zizek, Molinaro, and Passero.
Brockport's penalty kill is tied for 5th in the conference, 83.3%. Oswego State, like we mentioned, 0 for 9 on the year. And Broman scores! 0 for 9, no more, as a quick play off the draw finds Broman on the back door to extend the lead to 2.
Yeah, and such impressive puck movement by the Lakers there, doing a great job getting across to the back door, and that's the second goal the Lakers have scored on that back door. Just a very impressive play for the Lakers. Quick puck movement, drawing those passing lanes open by using even skating movement to draw the Brockport penalty kill away from each other and really open up those seams.
14:08 to go.
As we see the replay here, sorry to step on you, Pat, but Vance cutting back down low, and the quick passing to get from top to bottom and back over in the square was just brilliant. Broman with an easy tap in from the other side of the goal line.
Play started in the meantime, and we're going to get another penalty call against Oswego. It will be Tyson Kirkby going to the box for boarding.
And he doesn't look too happy about that one, talking with the linesman on the call. And for the Lakers, not what you want to see, a very tough penalty as it negates pretty much any momentum you had. But again, for the Lakers, you tried sitting back, more passive approach against this elite power play, and it didn't work, giving up a 1 goal on the power play, or on the penalty kill, I should say, for Brockport. So now you've got to attack the point, do a good job trying to stop them at your own blue line, not even letting them get into the zone.
So Oswego State goes to a penalty kill. Hora up top for Ryan Romeo. To the left side for Gensler. Back up for Romeo. Gensler. Down low. Back to the blue line for Hora. Gensler. Oswego State pressuring them here. Shot was put on by Romeo, and that was an easy save for Richet.
Yeah, and again for the Lakers, doing a great job clearing the clearing the crease and clearing the shot lines for Riche. He's a goaltender that can make a lot of those saves from the point, but when those ones go in and he struggles is when there's a screen and a guy in front of him. So for the Lakers, penalty kill, doing a great job letting him see the puck, because if he can't see it, he can't stop it.
Just over 1:30 to go in Kirkby's boarding minor. Tie up off the faceoff, won by the Brockport Golden Eagles. Connor Hutchins down low, and he'll exchange places with Jensler. Resets up top for Romeo. Romeo walking the line, shoots, pad save, Riche, and Hutchins couldn't get to the rebound in time. Loose puck. Tanner Spink gets there first, and he spins it around the boards for Oswego State's first clear. 1 minute, 5 seconds to go on the power play. The Laker is tied up behind. Ethan Salat will start in. 3 penalty killers for Oswego State. Now the 4th one gets on as Gillespie hops over the bench. And here comes the Lakers on a shorthanded opportunity. Molinaro takes the shot, goes off of the glass, will carry all the way around, and is taken there by Ethan Salat. Ethan Salat up for Colasanti, who goes in on goal. Puck is loose in front. Big rebound. No one there at the right faceoff circle to take advantage of it.
A disappointing shot by Molinaro, misses the net, and it wires all the way around into an easy 2-on-1 rush for Brockport, but again, the Lakers doing a good job getting back.
Tam hesitates for a second. Ethan Salat, and a great play by Gillespie to break up that pass, forces the Brockport Golden Eagles out to center. Here comes Tam in again. 10 seconds to go on the penalty. Backhand pass from Jeremy Salat. Solo is there behind the net. Puck is loose. Tyler Curry takes over. Up for Molinaro, who will just send it out of the zone as Tyson Kirkby steps off the penalty box. We now return to 5-on-5 hockey. Norby with a little touch pass up to Trevor Prey, the extra skater for the Brockport Golden Eagles tonight. Norby again. Resets for Prey on the left side, and he'll send it in deep. Riche plays the puck. It's into the path of Derek Brown, who backhands a pass down low for Carter Allen. Carter Allen has an easy exit here. Derek Brown, left wing over the Brockport line. Tried to center one for a streaking Gillespie. Goes off of the stick of Zach Norby in front. And it's just played off the boards and out to center. Travis Broman will look to settle it down. He receives the pass from Derek Brown, and he'll get it in the left wing corner. Anthony Passero is there with Brown. Another scrum on the boards. Casey Wynn is there. It's chipped at by Tyler Adams. Up for Trevor Prey, and the pass is just out of the reach of number 26, Zach Norby, and those tired Brockport Golden Eagles will have to stay out on the ice. It's icing.
Yeah, and those Brockport Golden Eagles have looked really solid after the penalty ends. Didn't generate too much offense on the 5-on-4 advantage for the Golden Eagles, but still they seem a lot more confident, and they've definitely been dominating the puck the last couple of shifts here. So the Lakers, it's a game of ebbs and flows. The Lakers a little bit on their heels now, looking for an offensive zone win and opportunity here on this new shift.
And it's cycled in deep for the Oswego State Lakers. The same line still stuck out there. Tyson Kirkby takes the shot, and that was a good stop by Schneider, so Brockport can finally complete the change.
And for Brockport, looking ahead so far, they've looked solid, but just a couple of bad bounces. They need to do a little bit of a better job just being able to get in those shooting lanes and trying to maintain possession of the puck rather than just trying to bat it or find those longer stretch passes. Just carry it through the zone with a little bit more speed, as they've looked a step slower this period than last.
Battle of the fourth lines. Oswego State takes it off that faceoff. Cycled back in by Chris McMillan. Tyson Kirkby will gain some space on the left wing channel. It's sent up the boards. Max Novick pinches in. Kirkby has it. Max Novick goes down. Scorpio now joins the fray. Ryan Romeo will have an easy exit. Excuse me, that was number 94, Danny Rock. Chipped into the zone by Flannery. Flannery will chase after it, and we're going to get a penalty against, it looks like Oswego State, as Ryan Romeo looks to be shaken up behind the play, and it will be Scorpio for interference.
Yeah, it looked like a slash or a cross check. Or yeah, I think you're right, actually, Pat. It was interference. He's really slow to get up, was Romeo, as he slowly got over to the bench here. And for the Lakers, behind the play penalty, something that you really don't want to see, and a really tough chance now as the Lakers have to kill off yet another penalty. We talk about discipline and needing it to be up to the tip-top shape for this game and then tomorrow night against Geneseo, and it just hasn't been that quite yet.
Yeah, Geneseo, one of the top power plays in the nation. And given their skill level that they have on the Oswego State Lakers, that is something that they cannot do in that game tomorrow in a battle of the top 3 ranked teams in the nation. Back up come the Brockport Golden Eagles. It's swung behind for Jeremy Salat. Jeremy Salat drives towards the net, backhands it back to the point for Tam. Tam cycles it around. Colasanti sends it along further for Ethan Salat, resets back. Jeremy, Ethan, Tam, shot goes into the body of Josh Isaac. That was a good block by him. The Brockport Golden Eagles power play still goes to work, and Isaac chips it out, and Jeremy Salat will have to chase.
Yeah, and Lakers get a much needed change. Isaac on that penalty kill looks a little bit slow, a little bit tired from the longer shift here with about a minute and 10 seconds, minute 5 left to go on this power play.
Jeremy Salat skied it in, and it was slapped out of the zone by Michael Gillespie. Under a minute to go in the penalty, past the midway point of period 2. Oswego State leads by a score of 3-1 after Josh Zizek got them there on his first goal of the year. Jensler over for Hutchins. Mitch Emerson has a step on him. Thought about a shorthanded opportunity, decides against it. Oswego State will reset the neutral zone and start the trap.
Yeah, and Romeo doing a really good job on that play, getting back and harassing Emerson off the puck.
Romeo up for Hutchins. Hutchins in alone. Big rebound was swept away from the crease by Jeff Solo and sent the sheet of the ice.
And a brilliant save by Riche on the mini breakaway, stretching his pad all the way out there, almost in a full split to make the save, and a great job by the Lakers penalty kill to clear the puck, because it surely would have been a goal as Riche was out of position on the first save.
Critical defensive intervention by Jeff Solo keeps this game at 3-1, and the penalty to Scorpio has just ended. Back to 5-on-5 again. Sent around the boards for Tyler Williams. Williams down low. Molinaro is there with Hutchins. Hutchins sends it over to the opposite side. Wynn sends it back in deep, and his pass goes off of the skate of Joey Scorpio in the slot, and Wynn will have to chase it down. Scorpio watches him. Wynn up on the left side, plays it up off the glass. Derek Brown will soccer it over to Carson Vance. It's kept in at the line by Mitchell Parsons. And the pass was intercepted by Molinaro, and here comes Pissarro up the left side. Pissarro freezes on the brakes, finds Vance in the slot, and takes a deflection off of Brown's. And that one never made its way on goal. Brown comes together with Tyler Williams. Broman enters the battle. Ryan Romeo is there too. Carter Allen up top of the point. Cycles it back in low for Travis Broman. Puck battle won by Ryan Romeo. Partial 3-on-2 opportunity. In is Mitchell Parsons. Shot was in the skates of a Laker. Zach Norby couldn't get the shot, and Oswego State will come back quick the other way. Colton Fletcher with Travis Broman. Fletcher in alone, scores! Colton Fletcher with some nice moves in close on Schneider, and it's a 3-goal lead, 4-1.
And just as about to say, the Lakers call puck watching on the rush the other way for Brockport. A great job by the Lakers to defend that. And Fletcher turns up into 5th gear to get the breakaway. Just a whole lot of speed, muscling around his defenseman, and just a brilliant goal for the sophomore for the Lakers. And going backhand to forehand, no shot for Schneider as he drops down, almost stretching his pad out to hug the post, unable to do so. And the Lakers back up by 3.
Colton Fletcher's 3rd goal on the year puts Oswego up by 3. It's 4-1. Brilliant play from the sophomore. Alex DiCarlo will send it in. Anthony Horace, the first man back. Colton Fletcher still on the ice, sends one over to Kirkby. It's skated ahead now by Scott Ramekers, who will just dump it in. David Riche turns it back over to Ramekers, but he's unable to handle the pass, and Kirkby will start out to center. Up for DiCarlo. DiCarlo had the puck poked away from him, and it is offside, Oswego. And we go rinkside again for Zach Hayes.
Thanks, guys. Listen, the story tonight here is passing the puck. Fletcher just had an unassisted
goal by himself. All the other goals have been assisted by Molinaro. It's fantastic what he's doing, and is also setting up his teammates to score more. That's why they've been able to push this lead in the second period. That's all I got for now. Back to you guys up in the press box.
Thank you, Zach. This game really is a tale of two periods. Oswego State didn't look so strong in the first period, and now in this middle frame, they look back to form from what we're used to seeing. Sullivan out in front. Zizek! Schneider is down. Where is the puck? The whistle is blown. It's on the outside. The referee lost sight of it, and we'll get a stoppage of play with 5:41 to go in the second period.
Yeah, I don't know how Schneider was able to keep that out of the net, sprawling around there right by the goal line. I'm surprised he didn't accidentally knock it in with his arms, losing his stick, but again, just making those desperation saves that his team needs right now. Brockport, we talked about them coming out strong in that first period. Oswego State back right the other way, and for Schneider, he's keeping his team in this game despite a 3-goal deficit for the Brockport Golden Eagles.
Shots on goal, 15-15, tied up. And shot attempts, Brockport still has a slight overall advantage, 24-1 in favor of the Golden Eagles.
And the Brockport Golden Eagles only taking 4 shots on net so far in the last 16 or 14-21, 14-19 in this second period. The Lakers doing a much better job blocking those shots and keeping Brockport out of the zone.
Ahead is Tyler Williams. Chris McMillan intercepts his pass into the zone. It was played down by McMillan again and sent into Brockport territory, where Ryan Romeo will send it over to Connor Hutchins, who enters Oswego's zone. Hutchins loses the puck to Jody Sullivan, who flipped it ahead for Joseph Molinaro, and it's chipped out of his path by Casey Wynn. Hutchins up for Romeo, backhands it into the zone behind the net. Max Novick will send it around for Josh Zizek, who flips it up and out of the zone, all the way down, just stopped short of the icing line. Casey Wynn. Ryan Romeo up through center, dumps it back in, bouncing puck goes on goal, and David Riche will cover up.
Yeah, Riche hasn't been tested much in the second period, but when he has, he's looked so good. You saw that breakaway save the other way when he just reached out his pad, and something nuanced there that a goaltender is supposed to do on every play is he puts his glove right there above the pad, something that you don't typically see, or you don't typically see with the naked eye. When you watch the replays, you see it, and that's the difference between a good goaltender and a great goaltender, having that awareness and that second mind, almost in your second mentality, just be able to do that and not have to even think about it.
Oswego State's David Riche right now holding a .945 save percentage, just under 9.95. We'll see how that looks after this game is over, as it looked like Emerson fanned on the shot. He eventually does take one as Tanner Spink is muscled down. No penalty is called. Colasanti turns it over to Emerson, who backhands it up in a neutral zone. Tanner Spink enters the zone. Gillespie's on the other side. Carter Allen is the trailer, and the pass goes off of his skates and turned over to Laszlo. Nice takeaway by Emerson to prevent the zone exit. Emerson, Gillespie finds Curry, who was streaking down the right side, and his centering pass was blocked by Casey Wynn and is sent out of the zone by a chasing number 16, Scott Ramakers. Kirkby back in for Oswego. Scorpio to the front of net. Kirkby takes the shot on the outside, and it's gloved and held by Schneider.
And a great job on that play by the Lakers, able to keep it in the zone. If they weren't able to do so, it would have been what looked like a 3-on-1 the other way for Brockport. So good job having that mental awareness and being able to maintain the zone and make it a lot tougher for Brockport to exit their zone and try to generate offense going the other way, as the Lakers have given up a lot of odd man rushes in the first couple games, limiting that here tonight.
3:36 to go in this second period of play. Oswego State leads by a score of 4-1. Play still in Brockport's end. Another scrum in the right wing corner. Scorpio sends it along for Kirkby. Sharp angle try from Scorpio was blocked away by Schneider. On the other side is Prostowski, who was put out in front. Close chance for Oswego State. Sent back in off the boards. Kirkby looking to put it out in front. Kirkby to the left side for Colton Fletcher. Fletcher, Kirkby, solo, shoots right into the glove of Schneider.
Yeah, I don't love that shot selection, if I'm Jeff Solo. No one in front of the net. Schneider with the easy save. And the Lakers were generating a lot of offense there. Could have tried to either push in closer to Schneider as he had a couple of feet of room, or get it back over to the other side of the ice and try to make this Brockport team tire out and wear down. Because not only will that affect them for the rest of this period, but also going into that third period, trying to keep those heavy shifts longer for Brockport, as the Lakers have been able to do so far in the last couple of shifts especially.
That, and there was barely any traffic in front of Schneider as well. Skied out of the zone on goal, so no icing, and David Richer will take a face-off.
And again, really just a complete turnaround for the Lakers. Obviously, the last couple of shifts in that first period, they looked strong. But here in the second, it's been almost all Oswego State.
So after a very quick start to the period, sort of hit a little bit of a lull in terms of the flow, as an offensive zone draw is coming up for the Golden Eagles to the right of Richer. That's won by Oswego State. Derek Brown out of the zone. Tried to send it ahead for Broman, and he beats out the icing call and somehow gets a shot off as he was going down that Schneider is able to handle. Starting it up with it now is Ethan Salat, up for Ramekers. First line right wing and second line right wing. Starting to see Brockport change up their line combinations as Passero will send it along for Max Novick, up for Brown. Up into the path of Broman. Tried to find Passero. Doesn't get to his stick, but it does accomplish the zone entry. Travis Broman checks the Golden Eagle behind the net. Battle ensues. It squirts out to center. Carson Vance dancing away from his defender and will skate in on the right wing. Sullivan off the bench now. Scrum in the right wing corner. Molinaro comes away with it. Resets to Carter Allen at the left point. Puts one on goal, looking for a bank pass. Goes all the way around for Molinaro. Sullivan. Zizek's now going towards the net, screening the goaltender as Carter Allen is dealing with Ramekers. Shots on by Jody Sullivan, and it gets the glass.
Great screen by Zizek there on that shift.
And Molinaro's pass misses everybody, forcing Carter Allen to chase it back into his own zone, just ahead of the last minute of play in the second period of play. Pass into the open ice. Finds Jody Sullivan, flipped over to the opposite corner for Josh Zizek. Zizek lays it off for Vance. Back down low for Joseph Molinaro. Cutting forwards and back into the slot. Backhand! And that was a flashy save by Schneider.
Yeah, I think Zizek might have got a piece of that, as it looked like the shot was on the ice. And of course, with Schneider using his glove, flashing the leather a little bit, looked like it might have gotten tipped up and over into the glove. So good positionally sound for Schneider, and that shift seemed to be very troublesome for him, as Zizek right around the net and doing a great job getting that screen. Something we really haven't seen Oswego State do all that much this season, and something that Gosick really preaches as the best way to score on elite goaltenders.
Face-off won cleanly. Jeff Solo. And Gillespie's stick comes together with Jensler, and he'll have to skate out to center and back into his own end. He'll lay it off for Tyler Curry, and Tanner Spink receives the pass by his bench. Solo across the ice for Emerson. Flipped into the opposite corner. Tanner Spink goes after it. Gillespie is there too. It goes over to Connor Hutchins, who will send it over to the other side, and they'll be able to escape the zone as Jeremy Salat flips it out. Turned right back over to the Lakers. Emerson shoots, and that one goes right into the stick of Corey Tam. Never made its way on goal. 16 seconds to go. Centering pass blocked again by Tam. Robert Flannery. 9 seconds to go. Tanner Spink doesn't have his stick. Gillespie with the puck. Backhands it over to Spink. Turned over to Tam as time expires in the middle frame. Oswego State, 3 goals in that period. It's 4-1 into the break.
Yeah, and again, they just looked so impressive in that second period. Really all Lakers, and really starts with the captain and Josh Zizek, and Molinaro doing a great job as well, with Zizek getting that first goal of the second frame. And he's looked just so good and doing things away from the puck, as we said before, getting in front of the net, getting those screens, doing a good job retrieving pucks in corners and turning that into offense, or turning it into zone exits in their own zone. So for Josh Zizek, he looked really strong in the second period.
Josh Zizek looking strong, finally breaks his goal drought. Joseph Molinaro with 3 helpers increases his scoring totals now.
Yeah, Molinaro's looked really, really strong in this game. Great vision on the ice and a good job in the offensive zone, finding the open man.
40 minutes in the books. Coming up after the break, Bowden, Drake Deese, Dylan McGlynn, Michael Morano with second period highlights and analysis. 4-1 is your score going into the break on Hockey Night.
Welcome back to Hockey Night in Oswego for your second intermission report. I am Bowden Drake Dees alongside Michael Morano and Dylan McGlynn. Gentlemen, I don't know what Ed Gosick said to his players in the intermission, but I bet you he was listening to our report because they basically did everything that we had talked about. So let's hop into it. Goals. Oswego had a few of them. Let's say it plainly. What did you see from them?
Yeah, I thought they looked great. I thought it was just an absolute turnaround from the first period. You get a look at the first goal here. Another great pass by Molinaro, and how good does he look tonight?
Yeah, exactly. Molinaro threading the needle on that one. 3 assists. Second one here. Power play goal here by Travis Broman. Did I say that correctly? Power play goal for Oswego. I mean, great, that first one of the year, and then third one here by Colton Fletcher, just getting around Schneider like that one. 4-1 Oswego to get that one on.
That was an absolutely dirty goal. I have to say, highlight one for sure. So we're going to head down to the ice now where we have Zachary Haynes ready for an interview for us. Zach, let's go to you.
Thanks, guys. I'm joined here with Joseph Molinaro, who has 3 assists on for tonight. Now, Molinaro, what is it taking to get those assists up tonight and helping your teammates out?
Honestly, it's been pretty easy. My teammates have been getting in good positions and just trying to find a stick, and it's been working so far.
All right, and your teammates talked about getting that rhythm going early in the second, and you guys definitely got that. You're up to a 4-1 lead now. You're going to take that momentum into the last period.
It took us a while in the first. We never really got it going, but second period we kept working and, working at the little things, and we just got to keep going with that.
All right, thank you for your time, Molinaro. All right, that's all I got for right now. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Zachary. Joseph Molinaro, one of the more active players on the ice right now. Dominant, as well as the Lakers have been. What did you guys think about the period as a whole?
I thought it was great. I thought the discipline is still something to work on, but overall, I thought they looked a lot better in the offensive zone. They were sustaining shifts in the offensive zone, and it was just an absolute turnaround from the first period, as you get a look right there at the stats.
Yeah, now Lakers, 14 to 6 shots here, dominating on that. 1 for 1 on the power play, 0 for 2 for Brockport. Brockport now 1 for 5 overall. And interesting, too, Brockport winning in the faceoffs just in the second period as well. Interesting enough because they couldn't really dominate as much in possession time. Oswego just getting a lot of shots on net there. So really good job by Oswego to stop the power play in all.
So what do you guys think is the biggest difference between the first period and the second period? Because obviously there's a big turnaround.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the play of the forwards. I think they've done a lot better job of just keeping the puck in the zone. Like I said, being physical without being too physical, which they still had a couple penalties, but overall I thought it was better. And then the power play, not much more you can say about it. It only lasted 9 seconds.
Very true.
Yeah, exactly. They wanted results, and they got it fast there. Finally had a power play opportunity, scored in the first 9 seconds, as Dylan just said before. That was something that they were able to finally get on the power play and able just to finally get these penalties that they needed, because these are things that, these are the flaws you want to work out now. Because if you come out with this win, that feels even better knowing that you address some of these flaws. I said that in the pregame before, that they need to address some of these flaws, and I think they're doing so, especially so quick on that power play, dominating in the shots like they do, like always, but in the first period they didn't do so that much, so now they're able to do that. They're getting a little more in their zone here, finally got the crowd on their side, because like I said before, after that first goal, the energy got sucked out, and it's hard to fight back from that, and Oswego's fighting through that now. So they're doing a great job overall in that, a great second period for the Lakers.
Yes, most definitely. So when we come back, we're going to talk more about the second period as Oswego's turned things around right here in the Morano Campus Center. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10, your second intermission report. Gentlemen, we've talked about the play overall. Let's go to the goalie play, because there's been some ups and downs and some unevenness as far as the two teams are concerned for the goaltenders.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Riche, I thought Oswego did a good job of keeping the pressure off him. He didn't have to face a ton of high opportunity shots, and I thought they really did a good job of getting him settled in more in that period. As you get some video here, but it was the opposite story for Schneider, in my opinion. He got peppered this period.
Yeah, as you see here, a lot of opportunities here for the Lakers, just trying to pounce on Schneider as much as possible. I mean, they dominate in the possession time, so they're just going to keep at this, and they're going to keep getting the opportunities that they did here. Riche facing a couple shots here, had a very good period, faced a lot more cleaner shots here. And then they see here, Riche here, getting a really good job just trying to get past these, trying to eliminate any second chance opportunities that he's having here, trying to get this puck going here. Riche has been doing great for this team so far. As we said before, he didn't dress last game against Potsdam, so now he's been a big kind of addition to this team so far as Oswego peppering these shots against Snyder, really showing him, really showing the amount of aggressive that they could show so much on a daily basis.
Of course, and obviously, first period, they took 3 penalties early on, and that really cost them the lead going into it, and we saw that play out. But in the second period, taking 2, only 1 less, but much better play from the Lakers. How does that affect their physicality from here?
I think it gives them more confidence. I think once you lay the body a couple times, you get it down cleanly, you get momentum in your favor. I think it translates for the rest of the team, really.
Yeah, as we take a look at more video here, a lot of the physicality here is players just colliding at the goal there. Oswego, it seems like they're just kind of preparing for the physicality. I think they just prepare for these teams to kind of jump out and come at their face. And Oswego, I think, has done a good job kind of prepare that heading into the second period. The first period, not so much, but then they grow into it. They expect a lot more hits, and I think they adjust pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. I think Ed Gosick probably talked to them a lot about making sure they kept their heads in the locker room. So when we move along to around the SUNYAC, again, we talked about it in the last intermission report. A lot of interesting games going on, a lot of potential for there to be lead changes as far as the SUNYAC leaderboards are concerned. What do you guys see so far?
Yeah, well, Geneseo now up to a 5-1 lead over Cortland. And then Plattsburgh and Fredonia still tied, and Buffalo State out to the 3-1 lead now.
Yeah, Buffalo again playing on Potsdam. Potsdam really looking for a win, and then Geneseo now trying to make a statement win against Cortland so far, just so they can kind of bring that momentum to Oswego, against Oswego. Geneseo hosting Oswego tomorrow. So Geneseo looking for a statement game here, because if they lose to Cortland, as we were talking before, if Oswego loses to Brockport, it's the same deal. It's the same deal with Geneseo, and they've been having a statement game so far, putting on 5 goals against Cortland.
Definitely, it's going to be something that they're going to look for as far as momentum. It's really going to amp up the game tomorrow. So let's think about what Oswego has to do from here moving forward. How do they hold this right now?
I would say just keep your foot on the gas. You're out to a 3-goal lead. As long as you play your game and you don't let them take control of this period, I don't think they're going to have much of an issue. So I think that's what they really have to stress right now.
Yeah, I think if you're Oswego, you really just got to do exactly what you're doing, especially in the second period. Brockport's going to obviously come out in the third period and look for some last chance goals. I think Oswego just needs to figure out what they were doing and just kind of keep that momentum.
What are you looking for as far as Brockport's concerned for keys to the game?
It's weird to even say it, but they got to capitalize on these power plays. They had 5 total so far, only 1 generating. They're used to scoring more and more. We saw against Mooresville last week that they had 8 opportunities and they scored on 4 of them. So, Oswego's, again, I was very interested in see the penalty kill situation. It seems like Oswego's just doing a really good job on the penalty kill so far. So when you get these opportunities, Oswego is just very not so disciplined. So that's when you need to take advantage and get some points on the board.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think if you're Oswego, there's energy in the building. Obviously, you got to make sure you're riding it right now. So it's gonna be really good. So obviously Ed Gosick said something that got them going at the start of the second. What's he saying right now?
Probably thanks for listening to me first. But second, just keep it going. That was a much better period than the first period. As long as you stay out of the box this period and stay within yourselves, I don't think they'll have much of an issue.
Like I said before, he was very frustrated, it seemed like, on the bench in the first period. I think he's kind of used that emotion that he's kind of built up and kind of let it on his players, and I think it kind of rubbed off on them. Now they're playing with a lot more emotion, they're playing a lot more aggressively. They kind of have a motive now, and now they kind of know what's on the table, because, hey guys, if we lose this, things aren't looking too good for Geneseo.
Yeah, most definitely. They got to keep it moving, especially if they want to stay in their spot. So a lot moving forward. We are going to go to break right now, but when we come back, it'll be back to the press box for your play-by-play by Matt Watling and Pat Machado right here on Hockey Night in Oswego.
Patrick Machado, Matt along with you for this last frame of action between the Oswego State Lakers and the Brockport Golden Eagles. Oswego taking a 4-1 lead into the final 20 minutes. How about the play of the top 2 lines? Derek Brown, Passero, Broman, and Jody Sullivan, Zizek, and Molinaro.
Yeah, I've been really impressed. I think Passero, what his play goes is so unnoticed, is that he's so reliable defensively. Of course, that entire top line, as you talk about Derek Brown, he had a hat trick in the first exhibition game of the season, and still talking to him and talking to Coach Gosick, all they want is him to play responsibly in all 3 ends of the ice, and he does that. So give him that chance to play in the offensive zone, on that top line, in offensive configuration is so impressive. And for a guy like Derek Brown to get that opportunity is nice to see, because he plays a full 200-foot game, but he has that scoring touch that you want on that top line.
Now, quickly taking a look at the bottom six. This is Gillespie's first game back. How do you think he's played so far and adjusted to the regular season Oswego State play?
It's been really impressive, and I've been surprised at how well he's played in a defensive role. Him and Tanner Spink both on the shorthand, on the penalty kill, as opposed to more offensive-minded opportunities, which we've been used to seeing them play their last couple of years. So he's done a good job blocking shots. You saw it against, I believe, Potsdam or Plattsburgh, blocking a shot with his hand on the last play of the game, and just he's really selling out and playing a team game. Not that he wasn't earlier in the season, but really stepping up and playing those defensively minded roles.
Schneider will take a face-off as Pissarro put one on goal. So a face-off coming up to the left of Schneider. Here comes that second line again of Zizek, Molinaro, and Sullivan. Second defensive pair, Max Novick and Chris McMillan out there as well. Tie up off the draw, still loose in some skates. Molinaro was finally able to skate away with it, but he's poke-checked away by Casey Wynn. Casey Wynn looking for an outlet. Finds Hutchins, sends it over to the left side for Jeff Salat. Salat will just send it into the right side and go chasing after it himself. He puts a hit on Novick, who has the puck, flips it up off the glass and out of the zone. Zizek into the path of Sullivan and over the line. Sullivan takes the shot, and it's kicked into the corner by Schneider. It's all the way back at the blue line, and it's poked out of the zone by Jake Colasanti. Novick was chased by Ethan Salat. Puck loose. Salat couldn't get a stick on it, and it's eventually sent out of the zone. Romeo up for Reno. Reno off the glass. He chases after it with Zizek. Them two come together. Puck is kept on the boards. Referees yelling at them to keep it moving. McMillan is there with Novick. Novick is eventually able to get it out off the boards. And it's flipped up and out of the zone by Joseph Molinaro. Puck is rolling, icing is waved off.
In these first couple minutes, these first couple of shifts, the Lakers, they look solid, but very content in their own zone. A little slow, caught puck watching a couple times. Got to do a better job getting their skates out and under them, and in order to exit the zone with speed and a little bit more ease.
Emerson forced to the boards. It's sent out of the zone by Gillespie. It's ruled a deflection, so Brockport will have to make a play on it. Emerson intercepts the clearing attempt, and he's able to enter the zone. Emerson gives it away to Ryan Romeo. Up for Laszlo. Laszlo puts one on goal, and that's not the shot that you would have wanted to take if you're the Brockport Golden Eagles. He had a player going towards the front of the net.
Yeah, and if you want to take that shot from that point, you want to try to keep it low and get a deflection or a rebound for that streaking man heading through the crease. But for the Brockport Golden Eagles, you get your first offensive zone draw, get a chance to get a look out here as you've got a couple of talented forwards out there. Flannery, you got Laszlo as well, a senior and a leader on this team as they lose the draw.
And Solo will chase after the puck off of that lost faceoff for the Brockport Golden Eagles. Tyler Curry flips it up into the path of Mitch Emerson. He chases after it with Williams. He was the first man back on it. Williams goes down. Arm of the referee also stays down. Williams, as he gets back to his feet, he finds the puck. Tyler Curry pinches in from the blue line. Mitch Emerson is also there. Gillespie chops it into the zone. Loose puck to the other side. Solo puts the shot on, and that goes off of Casey Wynn, who is blocking in front.
A couple of big block shots by the Brockport team defense. Really impressive so far here in this third period.
Spink up for Curry. Into the middle for Mitch Emerson, excuse me. Brockport comes away with the puck. In over the line is Mitchell Parsons. Gassed Brockport Golden Eagles out there. Wholesale line change for them. A little bit of a dangerous play as Zach Norby was able to intercept it from the Lakers. But Scorpio was able to exit the zone. It's sent back in by Ramakers. Riche makes a play on it. Sends it around, goes over the blue line, and Romeo forgets the puck, which allows Oswego State to send it in on the wrong side of the red line. It's coming back on the icing call.
Yeah, it looks like Scorpio tried to chip and chase around Romeo and the defender, unable to do so as he got tied up by him, and that kind of forced the icing. And for the Lakers, if you're Scorpio, you want to try to evade that defender in front of you. Looked like he tried to either draw an interference call or something, but no go for the Lakers. And earlier in that sequence, you saw, and I believe it was Emerson, laid the body check in the offensive zone and no call there. Looked like it was a little bit of a high hit, but the ref had a good sight on that.
Win shot was blocked by Scorpio, and here is Scorpio with Fletcher on the other side. And a nice block by Anthony Hora prevented the puck from getting to him. Back come the Golden Eagles. Rock dropped it off for Norby. Rock gets it back. Puck loose in the blue paint just in front of Riche. And they're unable to get anything from that opportunity as it's flipped out of the zone by Colton Fletcher. Hora backing into his own zone, send it over to the other side for Casey Wynn. And it's chipped up, and it looked like it was going out of play for a second, but the rebound goes to David Riche, and he'll have to cover up.
And for Brockport, doing a decent job trying to establish some zone time. Seems like they've gotten the better of it the last couple of shifts. But for the Lakers, they're not giving up grade A opportunities or really even grade B opportunities. Brockport having the puck, but the Lakers doing a good job keeping them to the outside and not letting them enter through the slaughter with much speed.
And they've also been able to hold Doc Gensler to only one shot on goal in the game. Moving into tonight's game, he was number 2 for points in the Sudiak as Rock with a big slapper in front of Riche that will draw the ire of some Oswego State Lakers, but it goes right to his chest and play is stopped.
And Riche from point blank making one of his best saves of the night. That's a save that's so tough to make, but what you saw Riche do is he gets up beyond the top of his crease, cutting down that angle. So for Danny Rock, all he can do is kind of sit there and just pray that it gets past Riche. Riche cutting down that angle, no real open look as the Lakers goaltender keeps the lead to 3.
It was a ripper of a shot from Rock as the outlet pass was intercepted in the neutral zone by Hutchins. And here he is again, getting a shot off. And Salat was in Riche for a second. Riche doesn't know where the puck is. It's behind the net for Derek Brown. Players being slashed, and the physicality aspect is amping up. These players starting to not like each other here as we're just, as we're officially 5 minutes to go, or 5 minutes gone in this third period of play, excuse me. Kirkby cutting towards the net, Broman in front! And Schneider makes the save as he was out sprawling.
You know, it looked like Broman might have just gotten a piece of it. We're not quite sure, but Schneider, great positionally and even attacking the puck to avoid it from getting across to Broman. It's a really good job by him. And again, a kind of sloppy play by Brockport as they're unable to make anything of it. And really for the Lakers, dominating on that 2-on-1 chance. Brockport's got to do a better job trying to just slow down the Lakers through the neutral zone because the Lakers have been so quick to enter the offensive zone.
It'll have to deal with a center ice faceoff as Brown and Sullivan's stick came together. And it goes all the way towards Oswego's bench where it's backhanded into the zone. Zizek will chase after it with Tam. Zizek just sends it along the boards. It's taken by Jordan Reno. Reno backhands a pass to Tam. And he'll start ahead to center. Over the blue, over the red to Ethan Salat, who will flip it over in the opposite corner. Reno hit there by McMillan. It was soccered along by Gensler. It was put towards the front of the net. And Casey Wynn wasn't able to get the shot off as Zizek will just flip it up and out. Hora skating deeper in his own zone. Him and Sullivan come together. Prostowski will skate up. Colasanti evades the check of McMillan, but forgets the puck in the process, and it's sent into Brockport zone by Sullivan, who skates off for a change.
McMillan lucky to just get a piece of his man on the forward there, as if he missed him, it would have been a 2-on-1 the other way and possibly a breakaway as he misses his man, and really just a tough break. And Colasanti had a chance at a breakaway if he could pick up the puck.
Tyler Curry had a backpedal as multiple Lakers were thrown offside. Emerson could only do so much to stall that play. It was played up off the boards. Win. Now recoiling is Romeo. Romeo with some speed. Laszlo. Romeo puts a nice check on. And David Riche flashes the leather.
And a nice, easy save for Riche. Nothing too fancy about it. But a good chance and good job by Hunter Laszlo to kind of get in the scoring sheets in terms of getting a shot on goal. Hasn't been very active. And for Brockport, you get an offensive zone draw here. You've got to win it. And it just seems like the Lakers have done such a better job in the faceoff circles, especially in their own end, somewhere where the Lakers usually do a good job, but Brockport really needs to take advantage of winning these faceoffs and having these offensive looks.
50-50 on the draw. Romeo will cycle it in deep. Carter Allen is there to send it up for Scorpio on the left wall. Plays it up and over the head of Casey Wynn. And DeCarlo will try to make something of that chance. Fletcher over to DeCarlo. It's turned over to Mitchell Parsons. Behind the net is Scorpio. He'll reset up top for Carter Allen. Across the ice for Vance. Vance takes the shot, and it's chopped down by Matt Schneider. And behind the play, Casey Wynn takes a huge hit from Colton Fletcher. Schneider makes a play on the puck. It's kept in by Scorpio, and Schneider is down, and we're going to get a penalty against Oswego State, it looks like.
It looked like Schneider might have gotten tripped up, which will send Brockport to a power play, and a power play that's been very, very good for this team. 56% of their goals have come on the power play, 9 of the 13. And for the Lakers, you got to do, or 9 of the 16, excuse me. And it looked like it might have been a trip by Colton Fletcher, who's arguing with the linesman on Schneider, which caused him to fall down in a clear penalty, and really a tough break for the Lakers. Maybe Fletcher arguing that he had the puck, that he had control of the puck.
No signal from the referee. He gave the call to the timekeepers, so we'll just have to wait until the public address announcer is able to tell us what it is, but we'll get a second look on that on this replay.
Yeah, and here it looks like he might have gotten tripped up. Couldn't quite get the angle of it, but it definitely looked like Schneider and Colton Fletcher there, both of them behind the net. And with Schneider ending up falling down, takes him to the draw on the penalty kill now for the Lakers.
So a power play for the Brockport Golden Eagles, and an important one at that, as they're down by 3 goals. Romeo fakes the shot, goes over to the right side for Hora. Romeo got it back, sends it over to Jensler. Jensler skates in, goes down low for Connor Hutchins. Crowd not happy with that call on Colton Fletcher. Hutchins along for Reno. Romeo now has it, walking the line, takes the shot, blocked in front by Josh Isaac. And Isaac will take the body on Romeo. It comes over to Hutchins. Moving on that back door was Jensler. Isaac is able to get the puck on it, and unable to save it at the blue line is Anthony Hora as it goes the length of the ice. 1:08 to go in the penalty.
Yeah, and Gensler creeping down from the blue line. Looked like he was trying to get a look. A good job by the Lakers on this penalty kill to get into those passing lanes, because even if they tried to force a pass over to him, it probably would have gotten deflected in front by the Lakers. So really good job positionally for this Lakers penalty kill.
Spink. Checked in the corner by Hunter Laszlo. Max Novick will join the scrum. 3 players from each side on this left wing scrum. A player is down, and looks like Hutchins. Hutchins still down, and it comes out to the point. Solat, Ethan Solat takes the shot, never made its way on goal. Tam over on the left wing, walks into the center, lays it off for Ethan Solat. Goes down low, and Hunter Laszlo is there. Colasanti. He's shoved down by Max Novick, and he'll be easily able to skate it out. And back comes Oswego on a shorthanded try. Tanner Spink trying to cut towards the goal. He never found a lane there. Spink still working down low with Tam, and the Lakers will retreat and go off for a change as Oswego State returns to full strength, as you heard from the public address announcer.
Yeah, and for Brockport, that power play really couldn't quite get set up. They did a good job passing around, but weren't able to get it, throwing pucks on net, or even getting it through the slots, and that's so imperative on any power play.
Krostowski. It's saved into the line by the Lakers. Little touch pass on to Tyler Curry. Brown will man the defense as Curry is down. Brown down low for Kirkby. Broman looks for positioning in front of the net. Now skates down low in the left wing. Broman still controls. He's being double teamed, and it's finally cycled behind the net. There is Tyson Kirkby. Kirkby and Tam come together. Danny Rock is helping out. Broman is there as well. It's held to the boards by Tam. Finally up back top for Curry. Curry's pass was blocked in front by Ethan Salat, and it's cleared out of the zone by Jeremy Salat. Curry all the way up for Brown. Lakers unable to stay on side. And now to talk about goaltending is Zach Haynes, excuse me.
Thanks, guys. Listen, we got a really physical game going on here, just like the first and second period, including both goalies, Riche and Schneider, getting in on it. We just saw a few minutes ago the fight happen a little bit, a little outburst, and Fletcher getting the goalie interference. If this game's going to continue like this, expect to see more players in the sin bin. That's all I got for now. Back to you guys in the press box.
Thank you, Zach. Sincere apologies for messing up your name there, as Colton Fletcher will send it over to the left side. Scorpio with the shot and a big rebound. DeCarlo was unable to get on the end of that. Starting back quickly is Flannery. Flannery tried to chip it past Vance, but Vance had the positioning on that, and Oswego State will look to exit the zone. Carter Allen backhands it to Vance. Past the midpoint of period number 3. Under 9 minutes to go now. Oswego State still leading by a score of 4-1. And icing call coming up against the Lakers. Crowd really giving it to the officials now.
Yeah, I think that's a bad call. It looked like the Lakers had a step. It might have been DeCarlo or Fletcher touching it on the other end of the ice, so I'm surprised that they're not conversing about this, as the entire bench is still arguing with the referee, but nonetheless, their complaints will go uncalled for, as the Lakers will have a defensive zone draw against Brockport.
To the left of David Richey, and Colton Fletcher is able to win that draw. Carter Allen will freeze on the brakes behind the net, and he'll start up to center. Long pass, tried to find Scorpio, never got to his stick. No controversy on that icing call.
Yeah, pretty clear icing, and for the Lakers here with 8:33 left to go, or 8:31 left to go in the third period, yeah, they're doing a very good job keeping Brockport to the outside. You know, Brockport doing a very decent job getting into the offensive zone, but when they get there, they haven't done much, Pat. They really haven't, especially in this period. Richey tested really only once or twice.
And icings at this point just killing more clock for the Brockport Golden Eagles, making their task of surmounting this 3-goal lead much more difficult as they go back to work. Hutchins over to an open point for Hora. Hora's shot goes right into the stick of DeCarlo. Fletcher tried to send it along, hand pass it out of the zone. Wasn't able to do so, but DeCarlo, is able to backhand it out and send Hora chasing. This one does not have enough mustard for an icing call. Oswego State finally gets that change that they need. Hora up into the path of Colasanti. Will send it down low. David Richey is playing the puck, and a little bit of a miscue almost results in a goal for Gensler. Nothing doing on that chance, though, as Chris McMillan will play it off the boards and out of the zone. Reno enters in the middle. Reno takes the shot, gets the glass, goes off of the back of the net, and Molinaro was able to send it up out of the zone. Advanced up for Zizek. Sullivan to the front of the net. Zizek cuts in on goal, puts on the goal on the short side, and it's saved by Schneider.
And Zizek taking advantage of it. One of the shorter defenders on this team for Brockport, and Corey Tam, only 5'9". Zizek edging in and really using his body to protect the puck and cut to the inside. Had a really great chance, and then Sullivan there looking for a rebound as well, but Schneider does a great job with the rebound control, forcing it back behind the net.
Molinaro has the pass to Novick, and it went off of his legs. Here comes Ryan Romeo in again. He takes the shot off of the rush, and Richey is able to swallow that up.
Yeah, and again, an offensive zone draw for Brockport. They've had quite a bit of these, but it feels like they're not able to generate a lot of offense at 5-on-5 play, and that's troublesome because you're a team that looks to be at top 5, or it's a playoff team in the Suniac, as we watched the replay on their shot, and really not a lot of traffic in front of the net. A good job by Richey to stay square, and you see where he's standing out there in front of the blue paint. That just goes to show how confident he is in net.
And the shot was blocked in front. Multiple bodies there, not much of a lane to get through. More time being wasted as more board play ensues. Emerson over to Solo. Solo off the boards. It's lost in Gillespie's skates, and he is eventually able to corral it and send it up for Emerson, who enters in on the right side. Emerson puts one off of the outside of the cage, and Tanner Spink is there to take the loose puck. Back down low for Scorpio. Scorpio and Curry change positions. Lays it off on the right side for Spink, left side, and the shot goes off of the blocker of Schneider. Puck back out to center. Tyler Curry is backpedaling. Mitchell Parsons was watching him. Rink wide pass finds Tanner Spink. Spink goes after it with Romeo. It's off the outside of the net, and spinning away from Scorpio was Tyler Williams. Williams all the way up for Flannery, misses him, and an offensive zone draw is coming up for Oswego.
And on the ice for Brockport, it's just the clock continues to run down 3 goals with only 5:52 remaining in this game. they've had to do a better job just generating offense in some capacity, try to get the players moving by using quick puck movements, using movement while you're in the offensive zone to try to pry up shooting lanes or even passing lanes and get traffic in front of net for Riche. You know, Riche is a goaltender that makes a lot of saves, but he's not perfect. When there's a screen, he'll give up a goal or at least a juicy rebound, and having a couple guys in front, 2 guys within 5 feet of the crease could really help this Brockport offense generate something here in the last 5 minutes or so.
Vance was pinching in. It's played back behind the net. And skating up with it now is Romeo. Approaching 5 minutes to go in the third period of play. Still a 3-goal deficit for the Brockport Golden Eagles to make up. Carter Allen starts to rush to center. Tyson Kirkby will go after it with Romeo, the 291s. Romeo will chip it back up the wall for Jensler. Jensler and Romeo goes back to the Lakers. Moving in front is Broman. Broman's still there. Puck is on the line. And now a fight ensues between Kirkby. Jensler jumps in it now, has him in a headlock. And you could just sense that this one was coming.
Yeah, you really could. Brockport a bit frustrated with their player in the last 40 minutes or so. And some of that's kind of interesting to see with Broman not for the first necessarily jump in, just trying to pry a guy off of his teammate in Kirkby.
Has his helmet knocked off.
Who has his helmet knocked off. And that's really impressive to see that maturity and the discipline from Broman, a guy who loves to jump in on those fights. We saw it in the exhibition play. But kudos to Travis Broman for not really jumping in and creating some kind of penalty or a man disadvantage for the Lakers.
And Kirk will sort, referees are now going to skate over and talk about this. We're definitely going to get some penalties resulting from this. Oswego State's next game is tomorrow against Geneseo, a battle of the 2-ranked team and the 3rd-ranked team in the nation. Only USCHO is the national poll this year, as Division III Hockey.com is discontinued, as we're going to take a look at the replay of that shot, which eventually led to the skirmish.
Yeah, Broman in front, Kirkby the second guy in there trying to pad home the rebound. And I guess you didn't necessarily hear the whistle on that one. The Brockport Golden Eagles unhappy with the fact that you saw Kirkby taking a second or third push at Schneider, but that's just playing to the whistle. That's a smart play. And for the Lakers, you're disappointed that Brockport had to go after him, because you want to protect your goaltender. But for Kirkby, I'm not saying that's a dirty play by Brockport, but it felt a little bit unnecessary as Kirkby was just playing to the whistle.
No penalties have gone up on the board yet, but it looks like they have reached a decision, and they're giving the information to the timekeepers.
Yeah, and for Oswego State, if you get a power play out of this, it's very important just to keep it inside your zone. This is a power play that got their first goal of the season, now at 10%. But don't be too aggressive on it. You're up 4-1. You don't need to give up a goal. You don't need to necessarily score a goal, as much as you'd love to put one home here on the power play to really ice the deal. But just keep your discipline up, as they've looked really solid. And really, since that first period, the discipline's been much improved for this Oswego State squad.
Assuming the results hold, both teams will enter tomorrow's game with a win, as Cortland is beating, as Geneseo is beating Cortland by a score of 7-1. Just a minute left in the third. Assume that one stays final.
Yeah, and for Geneseo, they start a little slow, but much better here as of late.
And we're going to go once again down to our rinkside reporter, Zachary Haynes. Zach?
Thanks, guys. Listen, we just had that huge fight happen down here by Brockport's goal. Really not sure who started the fight, but we have both team captains talking to the referees right now. After the save that Schneider made, a huge brawl occurred between Brockport and the Lakers involving 91 Kirkby, but we're not sure who's heading to the box right now. But that's all I got for right now. Back to you guys.
And a tough night for Jensler, the number 2 leader in points to the SUNYAC, with a 5-minute major and a game misconduct.
Yeah, it looked like Kirkby entering the penalty box as well for the Lakers. And Jensler he seems so frustrated. He's a guy that is used to scoring. He's got 7 points on the year in his first 4 games, 5 assists, and he just hasn't been able to have that scoring touch. And on his career, he's got 38 points, so someone that definitely knows how to score about just under a half a point per game, or just over a half point per game, I should say. And for Brockport, this 5-minute major really just seems to seal the deal for the Lakers.
And it will be 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes, before Oswego State will go to a 3-minute power play, which will take us down to 10 seconds to go. Of course, in a major penalty, it is not taken off the board if Oswego State scores on the power play. So Oswego State will be a man up for pretty much the rest of the game as number 11, Trevor Prey, the extra skater, will serve that penalty. And Brockport's situation has gone from bad to worse, losing one of their top scorers and, more critically, another man.
Yeah, and really for Brockport, it's tough to generate offense at 5-on-5 for them. Now imagine it down a man. It's going to be very tough for them to come back in this one, and I just don't see it happening here. Down 3 goals, and the Lakers power play has looked solid with puck movement, haven't gotten as many goals as they'd like in the first couple games, but power play looks much improved here in this game especially.
So some more open ice adds the opportunity for more cross-ice passes with some less traffic out on the ice. It'll be a 5-minute major for a face mask and a game misconduct. Carson Vance shoved to the boards by Connor Hutchins. The Lakers come away with it. Carter Allen advances the puck to Sullivan. Sullivan gets past Williams. Sullivan, the shot! It was actually more of a cross-ice pass looking for Emerson on the back door, and it missed him and the net.
Yeah, it looked like it got a little bit too much air on that one, trying to find Emerson, but a good chance for the Lakers 2-on-1. A good job responding to a break for Brockport the other way.
Renault's shot knocked the stick out of Max Novik's hand as Sullivan leads the rush to center. Fletcher's on the other side. McMillan is the trailer, and he loses an edge and the puck as Renault will start back up for Brockport. 3 Laker defenders there. Pass trying to go into the path of Rock. Instead it goes into the left wing corner. Find it out for Horror. Horror the shot, and it gets the glass and misses high.
Richey looked like Love that one down, but completely missed it. So I wonder if there's either a screen or just lost sight of the puck. Nonetheless, Christ averted as the puck goes wide by a couple feet.
Pass off the board. Zyzik skating in really fast, leaves it off for Broman into the slot, and he shoots and misses on the left side. Novik takes the shot, and it's sticked into the corner by Schneider as the power play starts for Oswego State. Novik. Broman gives it back to Novik. Leaves it off for Gillespie in his traditional spot on the right wing faceoff circle of the power play. Now he skates over to the point and into the slot. Molinaro moving it on goal, goes into the face mask of Schneider, who will corral the puck with 2:48 to go.
Had Zyzik on the back door cutting down, but a good job by Brockport. All 4 of their defenders on the penalty kill within the hash marks and the crease. So they're really trying to collapse in, protect the goaltender, and then move outward as they've cleared the crease. Not a lot of screening done by the Lakers on this power play so far, and a good job for them to avoid the first option in Zyzik across the ice.
Brockport with no choice but to attack here as Carson Vance is going after it. David Richey with a risky play on it. If it was 5-on-5, that might have been a lot more risky. Oswego State taking their time here, no reason to rush things. Carson Vance gave it away to Casey Wynn. But none of this time wasting is helping the Brockport Golden Eagles. Gillespie in on goal, across the ice for Broman, and he's unable to get the shot off cleanly.
Yeah, really good job by the Lakers trying to generate that offense. Going across the crease, the back door almost worked the second time for them as they scored earlier on the power play with Travis Broman in a similar look, except that time it was more set up. But for the Lakers, a lot more puck movement on this power play.
Zyzik exchanges with Carson Vance. Gillespie ahead for Molinaro. Molinaro tried to backhand one in front for Zyzik. It was blocked away. Gillespie back up to the blue line. Novik plays it off the boards. Gillespie skating in circles, gives it down for Molinaro. Molinaro has it poked away from him by Williams. And Carson Vance's shot was taken away. And a 2-on-0 for Renault. Renault with the shot, and it misses. Wasted that opportunity. And as Zyzik was crashing into the net in a play of desperation, knocks it off for a whistle.
Yeah, great hustle play by Zyzik trying to get back. As we watch the replay, Carson Vance shanks the shot. Looked like he might have fell down in the neutral zone as well. And they've got Zyzik hustling down. 2-on-0. You've got to take the shot there. You had an angle, or at least get a clean look as the line mate, I should say, in Jordan Renault didn't have an angle on his offhand. He didn't quite square up for the one-timer. And when you don't square your shoulders, you have no ability to really catch the puck and find a good wrist shot on it. So for the Brockport Golden Eagles, a little too fancy with the play. Should have just tried to fire a shot on net. and get a rebound or something, but really a brutal chance for Brockport and their best chance of the period, and most likely their best chance for the rest of the game, given that they're on a penalty kill.
Coming up after the final buzzer is the post-game report, so make sure to stay tuned for that as Bowden, Drake Deese, Dylan McGlynn, and Mike Morano will take you through the last 60 minutes of action as we've come down to the last minute of play in regulation. Curry gets the pass back from Fletcher, goes over the right side for Brown. Down low for Emerson, who loses the puck, and Brown will skate in to help him out. Brown up the wall, freezes on the brakes, goes back down low for Emerson. Brown, Curry, looking for a lane, gets the deflection of Spink as he threw it towards the goal. Never made its way on. Fletcher, Curry, 30 seconds to go. Brown walked into the center. Emerson put the shot on. It was blocked away by Tam. Brown on the boards. This game is pretty much finished as the crowd is in celebration mode. Brown's shot was blocked in front by Casey Wynn. Puck still loose in the slot, and it will be a hand pass against Brockport, which is waved off. 8 seconds to go. Emerson looking for the 5th goal, takes the shot, gloved away by Schneider, and that is it. Oswego State remains perfect on the season. 4-0-0. 4-1 is your final.
Yeah, and for the Lakers, a great statement win. Coming out in that first period, they did not look too sharp, giving up the first goal for the first time on the season, as you said, Pat. But again, they respond, they regroup in that first intermission, and that type of resiliency is something you want to see from this team. And this Brockport team is no slouch either. It's really just a great test for this Oswego State team now heading tomorrow to Geneseo for their first road game of the season.
And what a first road game it is. One of the marquee matchups in Division III hockey this weekend, with a battle of the top-ranked teams, which is going to have a critical impact on the SUNYAC standings, especially if Oswego can win, given that Geneseo dropped a point to Potsdam just a couple weeks ago.
Right, and that tie is so critical for Geneseo, but that's a team that looks at every single game and says, we can win this game. Lakers do the same, but if Geneseo can edge out the Lakers, they're right there and back out on top, as they'd also have the tiebreaker against the Lakers as the two teams shake hands. And for David Riche, really, I don't want to say a statement win, but he looked really, really strong tonight.
Coming up after the break is the post-game report here on WTOP 10. Make sure to stay tuned. You are watching Hockey Night in Oswego. Oswego wins 4.
Welcome back to Hockey Night in Oswego, right here in the Morano Campus Center. A resounding Lakers win over the Brockport Golden Eagles. I am Bowden Drake Deese, joined by Dylan McGlynn and Michael Morano. Gentlemen, good game for the Lakers. A big bounce back from the first period. Awesome way to go. Let's get a look at the goal, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it. So it was Brockport that got the game started with the first goal on the power play. Thanks to Jake Colasanti. This is actually his first goal of the year. You're going to get a look at it right here as he just pokes it home through the legs of Riche. The assist going to both of the Solat twins, Ethan Solat and Jeremy Solat, and that made it 1-0. But it wouldn't be 1-0 for long, Bo.
No, it would not. Definitely not, Mike.
Yeah, as we take a look here, Jody Sullivan getting it going here. Brought the energy right back to Oswego there, getting that one. Here comes the third goal. Josh Zizek. What a pass there by Molinaro. Threading the needle, getting that one to Zizek. There we go to another one here. Broman on a power play, getting that one. The fans should have thrown a teddy bear just for that cause. They scored on a power play right there. And then the last one here.
This is the best
Cody
one.
Fletcher going coast to coast. Getting around here, getting around, whoop, into the net there, past Schneider to put the icing on the cake there for Oswego, getting the 4-1.
Most definitely, and I have to say, I think that last goal was 100% the highlight of the game. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but that's what I'm thinking. So, obviously, Oswego showing their offensive firepower again against a team where it could have been in question really early, and it was. So what did they do to bring it back so that their offense was so strong?
Yeah, well, I thought they just really bore down. I think they did a good job of regrouping. And this team, again, they have so much talent that they played one of their worst periods of the season in the first period, and it was still 1-1 at the end of the frame. So I think that really speaks a lot to the talent level that this team has.
Yeah, I think they're able to adapt. If you're able to adapt as well as that, this is looking good for Geneseo. As you know, having such a bad period, like you said before, and able to kind of regroup from that, hearing what Ed Gosick had to say, I think it was a very good sign heading into the second period.
Most definitely. We are going to head down to ice level right now where Zachary Haynes has an interview with us for the first star of the game. Zach, to you.
Thanks, guys. I'm joined here with Joseph Molinaro, the player of the game, and the 4-1 victory against Brockport. Molinaro, how does it feel to get the one-up on Brockport early on?
That was a good game. We kept battling. We started off weak, as I said earlier, but we just kept sticking with the plan, and it worked out.
Now you guys definitely stick with the plan. You managed to get 3 assists in for the game. You managed to help out some more. So how did you keep that momentum going throughout the rest of the game?
It's just our team started figuring it out. We started getting in the net. It wasn't the prettiest game, but we did what we had to do.
It was a gritty victory indeed. Now you guys move on to Geneseo tomorrow. How do you feel about going into that contest?
I think we owe them something tomorrow, so it's a big one.
All right, I'm here with the player of the game, Joseph Molinaro. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
That's all I got for right here on the ice. Back to you guys.
Zachary Haynes with some quality reporting right there. We got Joseph Molinaro, first star of the game. Had a lot of stuff going on in this game, guys. What did you think about it overall?
Overall, I think it's a good win. I mean, any win's a good win at the end of the day. And, yeah, it's nice to move on. You got the big game coming up tomorrow, so.
Yeah, as we take a look here at the game summary, Oswego just getting edged over 48-39 on the shots, 1 for 2 on the power plays. Didn't have many opportunities, but definitely took advantage of whatever they had here. Brockport, unfamiliar territory, 1 for 6. They had that same stat line against Morrisville last game when they lost 4-1, and then tied for face-offs. Oswego, not really familiar with that, usually dominating on face-offs and also dominating the shots. But whatever you have to do to get it done, that's just the way to go. So overall, great win.
So how big was it for Oswego to finally take the lid off that power play? Is this going to ignite that moving forward to the rest of the season?
I hope so. I mean, I think tomorrow you got a huge game. If you get a power play opportunity against Geneseo on the road, you have to convert. So I think it's really big that they got one today just to get the confidence up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly, and being able just to kind of get that out of your head now, facing Geneseo now, there's really not many flaws you want to address. You address a lot of them now, so now it's just a matter of just staying disciplined and going over to Geneseo.
Yeah, and they definitely stayed a little bit more disciplined when it came to physicality later on in the game. Moving on, except for one little blemish there where we had a bit of a scruff, but overall, a decent physical game without too many penalties for Oswego.
Yeah, I thought after the first period they did a much better job of staying in control. You get a look at the goalie interference right there, which is just not a great play. But other than that, there were a couple of issues here and there. But overall, I thought it was a pretty solid game. The first period was really the worst of it, and after that, I thought they did a much better job in terms of discipline.
Yeah, I saw, Brockport getting out heavy in the first period, jumping out heavy and really catching Oswego kind of off guard there. But again, Oswego kind of prides itself in being physical and really getting in there and trying to get as many goals as possible, using their physicality, led by Travis Broman and all of them. So I think they did a good job kind of keep that there as the scuffle, got out. The last one that kind of put the icing on the cake with Tyson Kirkby getting into it there, resulting in a 5-minute and a rejection for Gentler.
Yeah, most definitely. And I really think that, there were a couple that we talked about instances here and there where they were just picking up dumb penalties. And, I think Gosik's going to run that out of them pretty quick. But, it's one of those things that they're going to have to work on. So we'll see how that changes moving forward. When we come back, we're going to talk about goalie play and how it looks around the rest of the SUNYAC after this game tonight. How are things shaping up right here on Us Hockey Night in Oswego? Welcome back to your post-game show. One of the Teddies from the Teddy Toss not making it all the way over the net there, but
They're still trying to get that. They're still trying to get that out.
True, it's going to be out there for a while. But aside from that, plenty of pucks making it inside the net for both sides, especially Oswego tonight. What did you guys see from goalie play tonight?
I thought Riche really did a great job tonight. The one goal on the power play, kind of hesitant to blame it on him because it's tough in close, especially with the man advantage. But other than that, he made some really, really great saves tonight, especially a couple breakaway opportunities.
Yeah, definitely with the questioning of him, you see here the stat line, 21 saves, 1 goal allowed, kind of putting up similar stats against Plattsburgh. He already had 25 saves as well, putting up a lot there, getting really clutch at late here because one thing we saw from Riche is that he's given up kind of late goals late in the game against teams. We saw it last year too, so I'm glad he's trying to fix that heading over to Geneseo as well here. As we saw before, we're trying to figure out why he didn't really dress it against Potsdam, but again, getting back into this game, I think he did a good job at readjusting and just getting back to what he does best.
Yeah, most definitely. I think one of the concerns that we've had about the Oswego Lakers is that they've given up those goals late in the period. So how important is it, given that they have such a strong offense, that they need this consistent goaltending, or is it something that they can ride the offense and then kind of, the goaltending can do its job, but it doesn't have to be the team?
I think they'll be able to ride the offense against some of the bottom-end teams, but if this team's going to really compete against the Geneseos and the other top teams in the country, they need all cylinders firing offensively and defensively, and especially in goal.
Yeah, I think Dylan said it best. When you're facing teams lower in the SUNYAC, maybe you could run on your offense a little bit there, take advantage of those teams, but you want to be 100% anytime, any chance you have there. Any game that you want to have these goaltending. So Riche, coming in there and doing that really well, and then even Hansen coming in and filling in those shoes too. I think they have a really solid 1 and 2 option.
Yeah, we start talking about Geneseo and some of the other top-tier teams in the league. If we get a look around the SUNYAC's conference tonight, definitely some interesting movement happening here. What do you guys see as finals and interesting?
Yeah, well, Fredonia and Plattsburgh ended up coming out with a 1-1 tie, so we actually never updated that score once because it didn't change. And then Geneseo cruising by Cortland, and Buffalo State gets their first win in their first SUNYAC game. Their first SUNYAC win, I should say.
Yeah, if you're Fredonia too, that's just tough because you're trying to get that first win, and it's just not happening. You're losing to Morrisville a couple times. You're just trying to get you on the board there, kind of rising to SUNYACs, and then 1-1 tie is really not helping your cause. Geneseo doing an amazing job just to kind of ride that momentum. A statement win exactly by 6 goals. So now getting up there and trying to rise in that SUNYAC standings as well.
Most definitely. And then Oswego is now alone at the top with this win tonight, solidarily in the head of the SUNYAC tournament. But if you're Oswego and you're looking at that 7-1 score by Geneseo and you're playing them tomorrow, and you got a 4-1 win tonight, if you're Ed Gosick, what are you saying to them?
I mean, you want to treat it like any other game, but deep down, everybody knows that it's not. Geneseo, they already tied Potsdam, so if you can beat them early, you have a step up on them for the #1 seed in the SUNYAC, which is huge because the difference between playing Geneseo here in the playoffs and playing them at Geneseo is massive.
Yeah, we saw it before that when they played Geneseo on the road, it didn't really seem to be too fare well against for Oswego, and it really seemed like that a lot of just flaws came out again with Geneseo with the Potsdam game. That's something that we're really not used to, is a lot of flaws coming out for Geneseo, and what Oswego could maybe take advantage of. They could probably form a game plan to do so.
Well, that is just about going to do it for us here on Hockey Night in Oswego. But tomorrow, right here on WTOP 10, we have the women Lakers going up against the SUNY Cortland Red Dragons. That is tomorrow right here on WTOP 10. Thank you so much for tuning into Hockey Night in Oswego. Again, from Michael Morano, Dylan McGlynn, I'm Bowden Drake Deese. We will see you next time right here on WTOP 10. Good night.